Alrighty, welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Pit Therapy Podcast. I'm Kyle, and we are luckily enough joined by Chris again from Chicken and Waffles, First Grade Fight Club, all the cool stuff. So, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining.
I'm good, dude. I am happy to be here at the Pit Therapy Podcast, my second home at this point. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. You're always welcome here. Trevor is out having a baby. Well, his wife's having a baby. This isn't Mr. Mom scenario.
He could. Did you ever see that movie Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he gets pregnant? Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know if science is involved quite that far, but
could. Science, physics, chemistry, zoology, it's all the same. Astrology, yeah.
Any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Virgo, Sagittarius.
Anyways. Yeah, he's not here today. He's doing grown up real life stuff, so good for him. But we're always happy to have you, and we're just ready for round 2 of the hot take extravaganza, and it's going to be a good time. So
the Hot Mess Express is what they call us.
Exactly. Yeah. I received like relatively low hate for our last episode.
Oh, good.
So I think that's why I said we should do this one, because there wasn't enough hate. I'm expecting more on this one.
The only hate that I received was from Trevor, so that worked out great for everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
He did hate text us both.
Yes, he did.
But, oh, well, you know what? Show up.
We love him. We love him anyways.
Yeah. So, all right, man. But like, what have you been listening to this week? Anything cool?
I've been kind of all over musically. Like, for example, one of my favorite slam bands I've been listening to a lot today. They're called Begging for Incest, and very, very upsetting band from mid 2000s. But I also balance it out with there's this new pop band I really like called Pale Waves. They're not new, but they're new to me. So I've got like Begging for Incest at one point, and then I go to these little pop kids from the UK. So it's just balance, it's a good bittersweet. It's a buffalo sauce with blue cheese. And then I've also been listening to a lot of The Maine lately, the pop punk band. One of my best friends, they're his favorite band, and I like them. Yeah, I'm not a hater, but I was like, I should just listen to all of it. Why not? So I've been literally listening to every album by The Maine lately.
Well, dude, I've not thought about that band in like
right,
a
dude,
real
they're
long
still
time.
Going. Like that's because I think of them and I think of like, oh yeah, way back in the day, pop punk kind of thing. Yeah. But they're still going strong.
Huh. Well, cool. Interesting.
And then last one, I've never stopped listening to like Dying Wish. So I've been listening to a lot of Dying Wish lately because I just love them.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not a huge Dying Wish fan, but
that's cool. Okay. One day you'll understand.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So
How
about kind of a weird week. Yeah, I'd listened to like been going on another like punk binge a little bit. Listened to a lot of like old AFI, Dropkick Murphys.
Sick.
I found this like oi punk band from Texas called Liberty and Justice. They're kind of cool. So
love that.
I don't know. I get like, kind of like you, except it seems like you have like these huge sways really quickly. I don't, but I do get out to the fringes, for a while. And yeah. I guess the alternative to the oi punk that I was listening to this week would have been Latin music.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, my wife's Latina, and so I get turned on a lot of Latin music. Dude, it's all right. It's kind of I don't do reggaeton. Like I'm not like a Bad Bunny fan. That stuff ain't me. But like I do like some good Latin music. So
I like some Latin music too.
Where did you learn that from? Like where did you pick that up?
My brother was a missionary in Panama, and when he got home, that's all he listened to. And there's one band called Mana, Mana, M-A-N-A. I don't know how you say it. That he played a lot that I really liked.
Cool.
Me. But
cool.
I mean, there's a lot of like metal from the Spanish world I like, but that's not like Latin music.
I know, dude. I'm actually going to bring up one today. So
oh heck yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that. So great. New tours. I know we were talking about that today. So the one that I'm most excited about is that Comeback Kid tour. Looks sweet,
stacked.
Yeah. So it's Comeback Kid, Coyo, Desmadre, what was it? Cancer Bats and Orthodox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wild. And remind me which Comeback Kid album it is they're doing the anniversary of.
It's Wake the Dead, isn't it?
Wake the Dead. It is Wake the Dead.
Which is arguably their best album.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. This will be the third time in like a year that I'll see Comeback Kid. And
that's crazy.
and Koyo, funny enough. And I'm
Oh,
not
that is
complaining
funny.
about either.
Yeah.
So
Have you
it's
seen them
awesome.
with each other?
No,
Oh, okay, okay.
no, no.
It's a great
So
combo. Yeah.
it's going to be a ton of fun. And I actually went and saw the story so far in Koyo like a month ago,
Oh, yeah.
but stupid Ticketmaster like changed the venue and then messed the tickets up. So I had to go sit in like the roll call line and I missed all
Oh,
of Koyo
are you
and I was pissed.
serious?
Yeah.
That
I was going to go
sucks. I
ask for
didn't
a
know that.
refund. If I
Yeah.
wasn't there with another guy, I would ask for a refund.
Oh, dang, man. That sucks.
So, what about that other tour? I think
Oh,
was it you that
the
sent it?
yes, the Balmora tour with Torture and Sanction and Final Resting Place in Azara, man. That's wild.
Yeah.
Almost all those bands just played the FYA Fest, so it's funny that
Uh-huh.
they're like starting a tour, just the five of them. But yeah, that's like I said to this to some other buddies because that Comeback Kid tour isn't coming to Salt Lake, but I
Mm.
said I'd kill to go to that one, and for the Balmore one, I will go to that one and get killed because that one is violence
Yeah.
by younger kids ready to lose their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy though that Contention's not headlining.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my hot take. I don't like Torture. And so
Dude,
I and
we're gonna talk about that. So
okay, great. Uh, I love Slam. I don't think they're good. And so
yeah,
so I see them like with all these great bands. I'm always like, why isn't this other better band playing with them? But whatever. Contention could have been so good on that tour.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Wait, no, it wasn't Content. Wait, sorry. Who was it again? The band's
It
playing?
was Torture, Balmora, Final Resting Place, Sanction, and Azara.
Sanction. That's not Contention. Sanction. Look, dude,
Oh.
it's been a long week. Sanction should have been
There's a
headlining
lot
that,
of
not
Shun
Contention.
bands.
I know,
Dude,
right?
I love Sanction.
I do too.
Such a big fan.
Yeah.
They're so good
So
live too. Those shows are nuts.
yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, it'll
It's
be a
gonna
great
be
tour.
wild. So well, cool, man. Uh, anything else? Any other bands,
There's
tours you want to
just
call out?
always bands. Oh man, I don't know
If
of
not, it's
another
cool.
tour that's fresh in my mind. I will say, did you see that? I don't know if you're into Chiodos at all. Uh,
We're
that
gonna talk about
Chiodos
that too.
tour. Oh, great! That Chiodos tour sold out so fast, and I did not get tickets. And
Oh, really?
I'm gonna have to ask for guest list, and I'm gonna feel like such a weirdo. I've never done that. I've never said to like my friends, "Hey, could you put me on the guest list?" That show sold out in like a few days.
Yeah.
So
I think if you like prefaced it with that, it wouldn't be that bad, would it?
how do I politely tell my friends in the Callista Boys? A lot of people listen to you because of me. Let me in for free.
No, I wasn't gonna take it that way, but sure, dude, you can you can say that to him.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll
Oh
just
man,
message. I have a gun. Yeah.
just be like, look, I've got and like buy 'em a bag of Twinkies or something. I don't know. What do the
There you
kids eat
go.
these days?
They're eating vapes. They're eating fidget spinners.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
tell them you'll buy them a bunch of Zen or something, you know?
I'll buy you guys a
Yeah.
bunch of elf bars. Let me in. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That sucks.
Oh well.
So all right. Well, I guess we will jump right in.
Okay.
Um, so last time we were on, we talked about who we thought were the greatest bands of all time for each genre. So we're going to do something similar, genre based, but we're going to talk about bands that we think are underrated, bands that are appropriately rated, and bands that are overrated for genres.
Yeah.
So as you were going through this finding bands, what were some things that you like were thinking about?
I actually had a really hard time finding bands that were like properly rated. Like the middle one, I felt like was harder than any of them.
Yeah.
Overrated, I was coming up with like instantly. Maybe that just makes me a hater. And I feel like underrated, I felt like I did really easy. But finding the bands where I was like, not only do they have a good, fan base, but also they get booked a lot and people that talk about them a lot. That actually was harder for me than anything.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the issue with the appropriately rated is it's like it's hard to say a band like has done what you think they could like
Yeah.
accomplish what you think they could accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the bands that I rated at that, like the middle one, is it's just like they might be popular, but they're not like massive,
Yeah.
or they might be smaller, but they're not like people know them. So it's these
Yeah.
weird like middle of the road bands that are good and everyone's gonna like, but maybe they just didn't, make it huge. Or maybe it's a band that like I think I have a couple that are huge bands, but you knew they were going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that is appropriately rated, right? Even though
Yeah,
like so I just want to make that clear that it's not necessarily like a popularity thing or anything like
yeah,
that. It's more of like do we think that they get the flowers they deserve
yeah,
or do they get too many flowers?
yeah.
So uh, dude, this was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie,
This
this is a lot of
was.
fun.
Yeah,
And I was scrolling through a bunch of music, and like you said, there's a lot of these genres that I'd never really like. We're gonna talk about gent.
yeah.
I don't know. Like I didn't know, but then I
Oh,
start
okay.
like listening to a few bands and it's like, oh, but what about this band? And what
Yeah,
about
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's this weird like domino effect of all of a sudden I've listened to like 20 bands that were gent that I never
yeah.
knew that I like it just never clicked. I don't know. This was a really fun exercise. So I hope that
Good.
people enjoy this. Again, send us the hate or send us the love. If you guys could do better, like send us what you got and
Yeah.
we want to hear it. So um we'll jump right into I think the first one we had was pop punk,
Yes.
right? Um, I'll let you go first on
Okay.
this one.
Which one should I start with? Like
So
overrated, underrated.
we'll start underrated, appropriately rated, and then
Okay.
overrated.
Okay. Okay. I like this.
Yeah.
So the first one I did for underrated is the band Like Roses. They're a
Ah.
pop punk band I really enjoy, and they've been around shockingly like longer than you think they have. Um, I've listened to them a good amount, and then I saw them open for the Wonder Years with Trevor last year, and they were super fun. They're a great live band, a lot of fun. Um, but like I'm always surprised they only have the number of monthly listeners they do. They really aren't very well known, but I think they're great.
Yeah. So I actually caught them on like Instagram like
Oh, cool.
advertisement,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, this band's cool." And same thing, I was like, "Wow, they've actually like
Yeah.
for the little amount of followers they have, they've been around for a while, and the music was
It's
solid."
great. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Did you do more than one band for these, or do you just have one?
It just is kind of all over which one I did multiples
Okay.
for. Yeah.
Okay.
This one I
So
just
do
did
you,
one underrated.
you said one? All right.
Yeah.
So I'm like a big pop punk fan,
Yeah.
and I actually have quite a not quite a few. I have a few for
Okay.
underrated.
Let's hear it.
So the biggest one, my first one that I instantly picked is Like Pacific.
Oh, great band.
They're incredible.
Hmm.
Like they're
Great band.
such a good mix of like modern pop punk, but also lean a little bit on the hardcore side, which makes them
Yeah.
really interesting. And his lyrics are awesome.
Yeah.
Like he's got that song that he wrote about like his grandma that passed away.
I don't, that one's not ringing a bell right away, but I
I
believe
can't
it.
remember. I
Yeah, I
can't remember
believe
the name
it.
of it, but it's really good. I think they're criminally underrated. You
They
don't
are.
really see them on like national tours. They had that song with Comeback Kid though that like I
They
thought
did.
would have given them a little more oomph, but
In fact,
I
I
don't
think
know.
they took all of 2024 off from playing live, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
But they're great.
Um,
Like Pacific Rules.
yeah. So a couple others that I have, Forever Came Calling.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The Warp Tour
Solid,
band.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid
Yeah.
though. Solid. And then we talked about these two a little bit because I made the joke that I think pop punk might have the most like really good bands that only had a couple albums and then
Yeah.
faded away. But
Yeah.
City Lights and Crucial Dudes.
Oh,
I'm
I don't know
obsessed with these
Crucial
guys.
Dudes at all.
They're awesome.
Okay. I
Go
remember
check them
City
out.
Lights. Yeah, but
So
Crucial Dudes, what a name.
yeah, yeah, and they're awesome. They're pretty
Okay.
crucial dudes.
They're pretty
So
crucial dudes. Yeah.
yeah. So all right.
Sick. Great answers.
Appropriately rated.
Appropriately rated.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know if people are going to agree with me, but I'm going to say Heart Attack Man is appropriately rated right now. They are in like the world of modern pop punk, I would say sort of the like okay, here's a good way of saying it. Back in the day, my sister always referred to MXPX as the band that opens for everybody, and
Uh,
I feel like Heart Attack Man is that right now. Where they are, I swear that band will tour with any pop punk band. They open for Hot Mulligan, the Wonder Years. They'll play on the Sad Summer Fest or whatever. But I really like them, and I think that they're like getting the right amount of like publicity they deserve,
yeah.
and they also utilize social media really well. They're very
Cool.
funny online, and they get the kids that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I honestly don't know them that well, so I should
They've
probably
had
check them
they
out.
had a couple songs that went insanely viral online
Mm.
for people making videos about them. So
Okay.
which is smart, which is a super smart way to do things right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. I'll
but
check
they're
them out.
great.
So I only have one band for this, and it's
Okay.
Neck Deep.
Oh, okay.
I think Neck Deep has hit their stride and I think they're a great band.
And they're killing
I
it.
don't think they're gonna make like newfound glory
No.
status, but
Yep.
they're very good, very well received, have awesome tours. They just did that tour and like brought Drain on.
Yeah.
Had an awesome, probably one of the best turnouts for a pop punk show I've seen
Wow.
was Neck Deep in the last few years.
Wow.
So yeah, I think they're doing exactly what they need, like what they thought they were going to accomplish, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
They're a great answer for that question. Like
yeah.
they're appropriately rated. My nephew and his mom just went to, which is my sister. I don't know why I said it like that. Just went to France last month or November for his little like senior trip, and they
Uh-huh.
went and saw Sum 41 play their final European show ever, and Neck Deep opened. So
Oh,
it's crazy
sick.
that Neck Deep, like when they were playing here in Utah way back in the day, they were playing like in the venue, and now they're playing arenas with Sum 41.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
So, all right. Overrated in pop
Okay.
punk. What do you got?
My answer is State Champs. I don't know if you know
Oh,
State
dude,
Champs.
that
I
is
think I
such a
think
good answer.
State Champs sucks so bad.
Oh, dang
Like
it.
when they first came out, it was like, okay, I get it. They're a little more poppy than punky.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, it's like this is like diarrhea music that just keeps going. They won't go away. Yeah.
Dude,
And the
dang it.
kids love that band. That's like such a Gen Z pop punk band is State Champs, and I don't get
That's
it.
such a, like, that's the best answer. Like whatever I'm going to say
Thanks,
after this
pal.
doesn't matter. That is literally I mean,
Oh, they're
we're only
so
like,
overrated.
we're only like 4 minutes into this, and that's like, I don't know that there's a more appropriate answer ever.
Yeah, man, I just don't get it.
So, all right. I don't either. I
Yeah,
don't either. And I get
it's
what you're
not my
saying. Like
thing.
their first album, you're like,
It's okay.
it's all right.
It's a
And
little
then
catchy,
after that, I
but
was just like, well, what
it was
happened?
garbage
So,
after that. Yeah,
they had the like weird country song
they did.
too.
Yeah,
And oh yeah, dude, I don't want to do it.
I don't get
Anyways,
it.
so I've got a list on this one,
Oh,
and
okay, here we go.
um, you could argue maybe that these are not necessarily the most pop punk, but everybody
Okay,
talks about them like they're pop punk bands.
okay.
And I've said a couple of these before, and I know I'm going to catch more hate for it, but I think Blink 182 is overrated,
Yeah, okay.
and I think Green Day is overrated.
Okay, man. Yeah. I mean, those aren't like bad answers at all.
Yeah, I mean
Because
their music to me is incredibly mid.
yeah, and
So
also bands that like won't go away. Like when
yeah,
like I get that it was cool that Blink 182 reunited with their original lineup, but it's just the music sucks. So it's like,
yeah,
why are you guys
I know.
still doing
And
this?
then
Same with Green
charging
Day.
like charging all that money for their concert.
Oh yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but no.
thousands of dollars. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
nuts.
No. A couple more. Again, don't know if you would necessarily 100%
Okay.
categorize this as pop punk, but Hot Mulligan
Oh, totally.
kills me every time I
Yeah,
hear it. I want to die.
right.
Can't Swim. Not a fan of those guys.
Oh yeah,
Not
and
going
they
to
just
do
got
it.
canceled. So
They just got canceled. So I
uh-huh.
tried to leave. I mean, obviously, the list would have been easy if we had included bands like all the bands with sexual assault
Yeah,
allegations or
lost
whatever.
profits
But
is every answer. Yeah, yeah.
so, and then Trevor's going to be pissed about this one.
Okay,
And I have a hard time saying it because I'm a fan of one album.
okay.
And I know I'm going to catch hate for this one. And Trevor's going to hit me, but The Wonder Years. I
That's
think they're
insane.
overrated. I
That
know.
is, I'm with Trevor
I
on
know.
this. That is insane. I
I've
love that band.
I have never I've never gotten them.
Okay,
The Greatest Generation, I get that album.
okay.
Everything else, I don't get.
Fair enough.
Don't get it.
I
I
will
just
say the Wonder Years is a little bit more acquired because he has kind of a whiny voice, and every song is singing about how he wants to die.
yeah.
Like, I get it.
That's why I hate Hot Mulligan too. With
Yeah,
the like weird singy scream. I don't know. The Wonder Year guy, like it's not as bad,
it's
but
different though.
it's the
Yeah,
same feel, you
yeah,
know. So,
absolutely.
but all right, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. Whatever. So we can
Whatever, man.
we can move on. We can move on. So,
Great.
all right, punk music.
Okay.
Are you a big punk guy?
I am. I grew up a very big punk guy. It was like my
Okay.
first genre I loved.
All right. All right.
Mhm.
Cool. I'll start with this one.
Okay.
Underrated. I have two of them.
Okay.
A Wilhelm Scream
Oh, totally.
and Strike
Great answer.
Anywhere.
Oh, great answers. I
They are,
love Strike Anywhere.
dude. There's a couple more that I wanted to add, like
Yeah.
Lawrence Arms.
Oh, I love the Lawrence Arms.
Great bands,
Great
man.
band.
Great bands.
Yeah.
And I think that unless you're like deep into punk, I don't know that you're really listening to these guys.
Totally.
So
Especially like Wilhelm Scream. I feel like that is very, and not even just even the punk, you have to be like the right age to appreciate a Wilhelm Scream.
right.
Cause I don't know, like new kids in the scene, they're like, oh yeah, Wilhelm Scream, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Great
guess
bands
maybe
though.
you could say these are like bordering hardcore, and that's probably why I like them so much. But
They
to
are,
me,
they're
they're punk bands.
a little more
So
aggressive. Yeah.
yeah. But
Love
all
that.
right, what do
Great
you have? What do you
answers.
have for underrated?
So I just think this is the most criminally underrated punk band, but they're way lesser known. Is Limp Wrist? They were
Okay.
a queer core band that was all gay guys that were like, we are going to be very like proud to be gay, and our music is going to be so aggressively gay, and you're going to be okay with it because. And they all, you know, they were a band in the '90s that it was not a well accepted thing in the scene, so it was cool that they were like not only had such a cool message, but their music also just rules. It's
yeah.
very angry and fast, and they're now dudes in their like 50s and 60s that still get half naked at every show and just get gross and weird, and I love that.
yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I There were a lot of like older '90s punk bands that I thought
Yeah.
of, but I don't know that I necessarily connected with them as much as I do these. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
And
Um,
punk's hard because I mean, of all the genres we're talking about, punk is the oldest one.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, none of my answers are old bands, like really old bands.
Yeah, me
So,
neither.
appropriately rated, I
Okay.
have no FX.
Oh, okay. We are going to have a conversation about this.
Okay, because did you have them as overrated?
I do.
You do? Oh, nice.
I
All
do.
right. Okay. Well, okay. So
It,
I put them. I mean, I put them just
okay.
because, like, I don't know. I think they embodied a lot of what, especially punk in the generation they came up in.
Yes.
I think they did what they needed to do for it. You
Okay.
know, and
Yeah.
they also have hung up their shoes,
They have.
and I respect that bands that actually know when to call it quits. Like, just
Yeah.
call it quits. Be done. You know.
And they did
So
it in a very like we respect the fans. We want to make sure we don't just leave you guys, but yeah.
yeah. So funny enough, I'm not a huge fan of their music. It's not my favorite punk
Okay.
band.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. But I can respect that
Okay.
you've done what you've done, and,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I put them.
That's sick.
So what about you?
Um, I'm I'm not even sure about this answer anymore that I'm staring at it. But I said in my mind the most appropriately like the level they got to punk band is the Distillers. I think the Distillers were insanely talented and super fun, but they also got to a weird point where like uh they were on like the Tony Hawk Pro
Mm,
Skater. They're on like tons of Tony Hawk games, and the singer is married to the guy from Queens of the Stone Age, and or I think they're exes now. Anyway, um, but the Distillers, like, I think it kind of goes back to what you're saying about NoFX, where I think they embodied punk in like the 2000s because it wasn't pretty, it was kind of gross. The singer Brody, her voice is very raspy and weird. Uh,
mm,
but I really liked the Distillers, but I also think like they didn't stay out their welcome, which is one of the biggest issues in the world of
yeah.
punk rock is a lot of bands don't know when to call it quits or they call it quits too early. So I
Yeah.
think the Distillers the reason I chose them is because they had like the right range for their style
Yeah.
for when to stay
Okay.
together. Yeah,
Dang, that's a band I haven't thought of in like a real long time.
I love that band. I think they're great.
So,
Yeah.
hold on. Trevor sent me some answers. I don't know. I'm thinking of.
Ooh,
He
I'd
sent
love
me
to hear
some,
Trevor's answers.
and I want to. Sorry, I should have remembered this. So
That's
just real
okay.
quick to go back over pop punk. He
Yes.
says overrated right now. The story so far, just because Parker Cannon
Whoa.
has sold it performing live,
I mean,
and that's a bummer.
that is true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he says MXPX underrated. Don't get talked about enough.
Okay.
Rufio is a band that
Oh,
doesn't get talked about enough.
Rufio. I liked Rufio.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a solid one. Newfound Glory appropriately rated.
Okay.
And then I guess he didn't really put. I guess overrated was the story so far. So he didn't have any opinions on punk. So all
Fair.
right, so we can
I
keep going
see
on
the
punk.
story so far thing. I see it.
Yeah. So
I
he's
love
got a
them,
few
but I see it.
more. I'll throw him in. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. So let's see here. Overrated. All right. For overrated, I have Rise Against.
Oh my gosh, yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. Great
I mean,
answer.
they play like they're punk people. They think they are, but
They
like
think
it's
they
so
are.
gimmicky to me. It just feels so
Absolutely.
fake.
They're like Panic at the Disco cosplaying as a punk band.
Dude,
Oh
absolutely.
my
And
gosh.
like supposedly they claim Edge and stuff, and I'm like, it's kind of feels like
Whatever.
a ploy to try and like get people to listen to them. Like,
Seriously. Oh, I can't
I don't
stand
know.
that band.
And they just got a bunch of hate because like I think they had a ridiculous tour that was like way
Oh,
overpriced
really?
too, or
I
something like
didn't
I
know
can't remember,
that.
but they or maybe he was like supported not cool stuff,
Yeah.
but it's something like that. I
Dang.
don't know.
That
They
wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, doesn't surprise me either. I
Yeah.
saw the only cool show I ever saw with them was I think it was like a Day to Remember, Rise Against, and Title Fight.
Yes, I remember hearing about that tour.
Yeah, I did not stick around for Rise Against.
Wait,
I
is
listened to
Day to
Title
Remember
Fight
played
and Day to
before
Remember.
Rise Against? That's
Yeah,
wacky.
yeah,
That is
I know.
wacky.
This was
Dang.
this would have been 2012, so I don't know that a Day to Remember had hit like
Yeah, and 2012 was a big time for Rise Against on like the radio and stuff. So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, what do you have? No
I had no
effects.
effects,
Is
yeah.
that the only one?
But
All right, tell me
but
why.
my answer for that was actually your same answer is because I've never liked them. I've never understood
Okay,
the appeal. I think that I always thought they were kind of sloppy, which is a part of punk for sure. But like I never liked it. I was never into it. And so
yeah.
I have seen so many people, especially with this final tour, being like this band, man. And like I remember they were like, I have a group chat of friends that was sending around the set lists, and I was like, that sucks, but good for you for like being willing to be excited about it. So
Yeah.
I just think, yeah.
All right. No, dude, I get. I
But yeah,
mean, look, dude, I don't like their music either, but
that is
so
so funny that, that we have the same reasons, but I put them as
it's
overrated for
overrated. Yeah,
that. Yeah,
that's good,
great.
man. Good.
It's great.
So, all right. Next one, emo.
Emo, dude.
Let's have you start. Underrated.
Underrated. I think a like criminally underrated emo band, and I do think it's because you just had to be there at the time, is Funeral for a Friend. I really love that band, but like I don't know if they ever went down as like legends that,
Yeah.
the When We're Young Fest is like crying to have them back or anything.
Okay.
I
So,
love that band, but yeah.
are they categorized as emo
I
or
don't
is
know
it more
because
post? Because
the blurred lines of emo and post hardcore, they're
okay,
so yeah.
I had them in the post hardcore one. So I
Did
agree
you
with you.
really?
Underrated, just in a
Oh
different
yeah.
genre.
That is
Yeah,
so funny. Yeah, like
dude.
I love that band.
The first two albums, like I actually just went back and
Insane.
listened to them. Like
Yeah.
literally, like last week, I was listening to
Yeah.
Funeral for a Friend. Incredible, dude.
Totally.
Streetcar, Juno,
Oh my
like all these
gosh.
songs, man. So
So
freaking good.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
Great call, dude.
I love that
So,
band.
um, I had as an underrated emo band, the early November.
Oh, totally.
They're
And they're
good,
emo
dude.
as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you listen to their new album?
I have not. Was
It
it
came
good?
out. Yeah, it came out in 2024. It's solid, dude. Like
Oh,
surprised
okay.
me at how good it was going to be in
Yeah.
2024.
That's sick.
So, yeah.
Dang.
Maybe they do get their flowers. I don't know. I
I
just
don't
don't
think
really
they
hear anyone
do.
talk about them.
No, I don't think they do.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Dang,
good.
great answer.
Good win.
Yeah.
I think for emo, that was the only one that I had for underrated. All right,
Okay.
hold on. Let's see if Trevor had anyone that was underrated.
Okay.
Um, June. There's a band called June. That's an emo
June?
band. June. Yeah,
I
like the
don't
month.
know June.
I don't either.
Okay.
So you know what,
Maybe
Trevor? Prove it. Prove it that this band exists.
maybe he
We
meant
don't believe it.
Juno by Funeral for a Friend.
Funeral for a
That's what it
friend.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what it was.
Yeah, that's what it
We'll just get
was.
go with
Yeah.
that. All right. So, all right, appropriately rated. Who do you have?
Appropriately rated, I put Armor for Sleep. I think Armor for
Good one.
Sleep, they are so talented and so great. But they are celebrated constantly. Like they're playing so many tours since they gotten back together. They have a new record out. They're constantly getting plays right now. It's great. I love to see it
Yeah,
because I love that band.
cool. No,
Yep.
it's yeah, that's a good one. So I had American football
Oh,
and
okay.
the majority of like Midwest emo bands. I think that
Okay.
Midwest emo in general is exactly rated where it needs to be. It's
Yes.
not huge. It's got a decent
But
cult
it has its
following.
following.
It's got
Yeah.
its following, and it is what it is. I think American
Absolutely.
football epitomizes that. They're not the best band ever,
No.
but like I think people would genuinely take a bullet for them.
Oh, totally.
you know? So,
Yeah,
and I feel that way a lot about Midwestern emo. So
totally.
I don't
I
know
feel
if
like
that.
I was gonna say, I
Go
feel like
ahead.
with American football, they have so many people that will happily listen to it, and then if the band was like, "Hey, we're playing your city," nobody would go. Like,
Yeah, because
like
it's not like a
they're not gonna
basement
spend
of a.
money. Yeah, they're not gonna go to a venue, but like
Yeah,
they'll put their music on all the time.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Trevor has Silverstein and Census Fail.
Okay.
Now, I have Silverstein in a different one. Um,
Oh, in a
do you?
different genre.
Yeah, are they full emo or do you call them
I mean
post hardcore?
they could
It's
totally be
hard.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Census
Silverstein and
Fail, I
Census
see
Fail.
it too.
Yeah, I think it's
Because
all right.
both those bands have been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay. Overrated.
Okay.
Um, I have Joyce Manor.
Whoa! That's
N-
crazy.
Not a fan, dude. Not a fan at
Damn
all.
it, dude. I
Um,
love that band.
the other one, Mom Jeans.
Oh,
No,
okay, I
thank
get
you. Now,
that. I get
uh,
that.
what's the other band that those guys are in? The It's like a funk band, kind of.
Just Friends.
Just Friends, dude. Just Friends is sick. Like I love Just Friends,
Yeah. I
but
think the
Mom
most
Jeans can't do it.
psychotic thing I've heard you ever say is that you love Just Friends and don't like Mom Jeans.
I know.
But okay, let's
I
go
don't know. I
for it.
can't
Let's
explain
go
it. Uh,
ahead.
Now I'm only saying this next one with recency bias,
Okay.
and it's My Chemical Romance. And the reason
Whoa.
why is because there's no way that you can charge. It's just like Blink. You should not be charging what
Oh,
you're
for their
charging for your
tour.
tour. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
say it in
those tickets were not cheap.
2025. In 2025, My Chemical Romance is overrated.
Okay. They've joined the ranks of the overrated emo bands.
Exactly.
Dang.
Yep.
And they're one of my favorite bands, but I don't think they're not overrated.
Yeah.
like like the annoying people on TikTok, they're like, "I'm such an elder emo. I liked My
Yeah,
Chemical
dude.
Romance," and it's like, okay, calm
It's
down.
not a
Yeah,
phase, and they're listening to like
yeah,
My Chemical
yeah,
Romance.
and
Like,
it's yeah. Oh my
I'm done with
gosh,
this.
yeah,
I'm done with this. So, all
yeah.
right, who do you have?
For overrated, I put Panic at the Disco,
Oh yeah,
because like
absolutely.
I really love that first album, and then they became the most overrated band, and they like have stayed overrated. Like they even when they did their final show ever, nobody was sad when they decided to break up, and then they did their final show, and hardly anything was old songs, and it was like, who do you think you are? Like,
Yeah.
who do you think you're pleasing? And then another band that a lot of people love, I've just never been able to get behind, is Bayside.
Okay.
I've never liked Bayside.
I like Bayside. I
That's
like
never been my
Bayside.
thing. I
I
just think
don't love Bayside. I
and
love.
they have a huge following. It's like almost
Yeah.
cultish how many people love that band. I just can't get behind it. I've never found it appealing.
It's
The
just
music
like the
just
vocals or just the music in general, just
I
all
think
of
it's
it.
just a mix of it. I've never found a Bayside song where I was like, "Oh yeah, this rules." It tends to be a lot of like, "Oh, okay, like let's move on." And
Yeah.
I've tried I don't know how many times over the years. I'm one of those that like if I didn't like something, I will give it some time and try it again. Because as you get older, your taste change
Yeah.
and you never know what you're going to like. So there's bands I didn't like, for a straight 16 years that I liked last year. So I will try it again someday, but for now, it's never been my thing.
Yeah. Nah, dude.
Yeah.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. All right. So Trevor for overrated had
Okay.
Dashboard Confessional.
I get that. I get that.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
get that.
It
I
was
don't really
like
like them.
it was the same thing that we were talking about with Rise Against. Like it was a guy that
Totally.
was trying to market himself as emo to capitalize on it,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
It
So
was literally like, I have an acoustic guitar and your girlfriends are going to love this music.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's lame. It's like when
It is lame.
the rich upper class guy tries to tell you his life sucks. You know, that's what
He's
I felt
he's
like
he's
listening to
wearing a
Dashboard.
flannel and a beanie, and he's like,
Exactly.
"Things are so hard for me as a
Yeah, like
barista." Yeah.
$120 jeans and stuff. You
Yes,
know.
exactly. Nobody gets me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, good call, Trevor. We won't
Good
hate
call,
you. We won't
Trevor.
beat you up
Yeah.
for that one. So, all right. Post hardcore.
Post-hardcore, dude.
My turn to go
Yes.
first.
Let's
All
hear it.
right. So I put Funeral for a Friend for underrated,
Okay.
but I also have a couple others.
Let's hear it.
Secret Lives of the Freemasons.
Oh my, I've not heard that band
They are one of
in
the
such
greatest.
a hot
Yeah,
minute. Yeah.
dude, they're so good.
Yeah.
Like they are
Great
so
band.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think I found them on like Comcast where you could find videos on demand.
Yes. Oh, dude, that was the best way to find
It
music
was
back
the
in the day.
like "Shut Up and Dance" or whatever song, or
Oh
I don't
my
remember
gosh,
what it
that
was
is
named,
so
but
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
awesome band, dude.
Dude, great
Uh,
answer.
The next one is The Receiving End of Sirens.
Okay, great band.
Yep. That dude
Yeah,
is a ridiculous musician.
the guy
Because if
from
you
the
ever
Deer Hunter,
listen, The
right?
Deer Hunter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of The Deer Hunter that I don't really like because it's too weird for me.
And a lot of it can be a little bit boring, but some of it is so well
But I
written.
respect the musical ability this guy has, and The Receiving End of
Hmm.
Sirens
Oh,
slaps. So good.
that record is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. So,
great
all
answers,
right.
dude.
Who do you got?
So I have like an old answer and a new answer. Old answer is Four Letter Lie. I really liked them,
Ooh.
and once his name's Kevin, right? Joined A Day to Remember. That band uh like faded into obscurity for a lot of people, and I
Yeah.
still like them, and so I think all their music's awesome.
Four Letter
Um,
Lie was cool, dude.
Four Letter Lie was a great band. I really love them, and they were like catchy post hardcore too because they were screaming and then breakdowns, but also like really catchy hooks, and
Yeah. It
they
got a
were they
little
were really into
cocky
like
there for a while.
neon
So,
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And then a new answer is a band I just love, and I would say probably underrated just because they're newer. Is Static Dress. They're one of my
Okay.
favorite bands. They're a great band. They definitely fall into the post hardcore thing, but I think they're just writing some of the best music in like scene music right now, and they're
Yeah.
still just I think just so underrated. So
Dude,
Static Dress
people.
always have my heart.
Yeah. The people that I feel like know about Static Dress literally just gush over them.
Oh, they're
So
so good.
that's a good call. It's a
It's
good call.
insane.
Um, so for underrated, he says he is legend,
Oh, okay. Are they post
which
hardcore?
I
They're
would
harder to
probably,
define actually.
yeah,
Like yeah.
I'd put him a little more on the metalcore side than post hardcore,
Yeah,
but
it
even
actually
then
just
they
probably
got some
depends on the
weird.
album. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
yeah.
So, but I guess outside of I Am Hollywood, I don't know that they get the flowers they deserve for the rest of their
That is
music.
honestly
So,
the truth.
I can understand why you put that. So,
Yep, great answer.
all right, appropriately rated. I
Yes.
have Finch
Oh, totally.
and I have Silverstein.
Oh, great answers.
So I think that
Two of my
Finch is
favorites.
appropriately rated because what it is to burn, everybody that listens to post hardcore will tell you that that's one of the greatest albums ever written.
Absolutely.
And then they'll tell you that Say Hello to Sunshine is a very misunderstood album.
Yep.
And then they'll say their last album sucks. It's universally agreed upon. Their
Oh,
three albums.
I wouldn't even
You know
say
what I mean?
universally agreed upon. Those are just facts at that point. That's
Yeah,
like a statement of
exactly. And so
fact.
that's
Yeah,
why I'm saying that, like, I think they're appropriately rated. I think
totally.
they are exactly where they're at. People that love them are always going to see them because of what it is to burn.
Oh, totally.
And if anyone talks crap on Say Hello to Sunshine, I'm still going to defend them, even though it's not my favorite album. You know what I mean? So,
Totally. Yeah.
and then Silverstein. I mean, you can't really say anything else. They're great,
Yeah.
well known. I think they've done
Consistent.
consistent, and I'm glad they are where they're at. So, and
Yeah.
I'm going to see them in what, like 3 weeks with Thursday. So,
Yeah. That's gonna be a super fun show. I'm excited for that too.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, who do you have?
I had for appropriately rated Alexis on Fire.
Mm,
I love that band. They're great. And I'd say they're underrated in the United States, but in Canada, they're perfectly rated.
yeah.
The one reason they don't like playing in the US is because they don't have nearly the following here. And so they'll play like
Is
a
that?
couple shows, but then they play it in Canada and they're playing arenas and they're having
Yeah.
like the biggest bands open for them. So
That's it's so they really don't have that. I would have assumed they just had a huge following here too, but they
it's
don't really.
okay.
Huh.
It's not nearly what it is in Canada, and they can make
I
so much more money in Canada.
Dude, I love that band. Like
I've never
absolutely
seen
love
them.
that
I'd
band.
kill to see them.
Oh, really? Dude, they're
Yeah.
so good live.
I
They're
I
so good live.
I have loved that band since I was like in French class in 7th grade. Like I think of that one specific room in our junior high for that band because I just love them so much.
Yeah.
And I listen to that band all the time in that class. But
Did
yeah,
you listen to
Alexis on
their
Fire.
recent album? I think it was last year, right? It
Yeah, last year or the year before. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was
was all
like
right.
terrible. I wouldn't say it was amazing either. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good little
And
comeback album.
yeah, I agree. I agree. So
Yeah.
good call on that one. All right, overrated. This is where you and I are gonna fight.
Oh boy.
I've got Chiodos.
Holy hell. Holy hell. Are you serious?
And anything that Craig Owens has done, overrated, dude. It's
You're
killed
saying
me.
anything he's done.
Anything
We're
he's
not
done.
even just naming the
Yeah.
bands. We're just saying
And
anything. The whole
the other,
resume.
yep. And the other one I'm gonna do that I think's overrated is everything that Anthony Green has done.
you're
I'm
what's
gonna piss
hilarious
off a
is
whole.
by just naming 2 singers, you've covered like 20 bands.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
So I used
That's
to
crazy.
like Circus Survive, dude. Like it's not necessarily Circus Survive that I think it's overrated. I think it's
I think
Anthony
it's
Green.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think I felt like I only listened to Chiodos because everybody else was listening to
Okay,
Chiodos.
that's fair.
I never
They were
liked them.
big. Like
I know they were
it's
big.
yeah.
It just it's like you and Bayside. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't get it. I just don't
Fair.
get. I just don't get Craig
And if
Owens
you don't
stuff.
like
So
his voice is so distinct, same with Anthony Green, it's gonna ruin any
it's
band they're
hard.
in.
I
Yeah.
know it's hard.
Yeah.
So I know they're like one of your favorite bands, and so
It's okay.
I apologize. But
Because here's the thing, I love you, and so it's this like I we're fighting, and I'm having all this internal conflict right now. You got to look past the differences. Yeah, don't go
exactly,
to bed angry.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, who do you have?
So ironic enough, my overrated answer is Circus Survive.
Yes.
Like on
Okay.
my list.
Good.
I don't dislike Anthony Green, but I don't like him. Um, like we talked about this with Trevor one time. If Anthony Green Seosin is better than Cove Seosin,
Mm,
and I just don't like Anthony that much. But
yeah.
Circus Survive, I really, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, where it's like every song sounds like him reaching orgasm while somebody plays the crappiest riff you've ever heard. Like, and the production sucks, the music sucks. I
Yeah.
just don't get it. I've
Well,
even tried, like, I bought Circus
that's fair.
Survive vinyl to be like, you know what, this is it, this is for me. And then I
Yeah.
sold it like a month later because I was like, I can't do this. Yeah.
So their first two albums, uh,
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy. I can't listen to anything else past that.
And they have like
Now,
a lot. I'm always
I know they
surprised how
have a
much
ton.
music they had. Yeah.
They put on one of the coolest shows I've ever seen, though,
Yes.
because the ambient music with all the like, they were shooting like confetti and bubbles and
Yes.
the lights and stuff. Like for a performance, it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Um, I just like, man, there's people that have these weird obsessions with Anthony Green and like
People are
he can do
weird
no
about
wrong.
him.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, nah, dude, like it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. So Trevor appropriately rated had Thrice and Thursday. No
Okay.
arguments there.
Yeah.
Um, overrated. And his exact quote was, and I'm going to take shit for this, Taking Back Sunday and Brand New.
That's crazy.
The brand new one, I
I
can at
totally,
least
I
wave
totally
and
see
see it,
brand
right?
new. Yeah.
But Taking Back Sunday, dude, like
That's insane to me. I
I
love that
just
band.
you can't be in this music and not tell me that Cute Without an E
Oh yeah,
is
like
not one of the
formed it.
greatest anthem. Yeah, exactly.
Like I get when people say they don't sound good live anymore. Yeah, we all know that's not a
He's like
secret.
40 and
They've
he's
also never really sounded that great live, but that
yeah,
doesn't matter. Like
I know.
that's not what sells the records. And brand
Yeah.
new, like I okay, very canceled band. I'm not defending Jesse Lacey at all. I still occasionally listen to brand new. And the like especially the first album, I think is great. But like you're comparing a band that had like one or two good albums to like Taking Back Sunday that just was pumping out bangers for years.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're not all quality after like the fourth, but yeah, that's crazy.
But they're I mean, they are
They're
I don't know.
foundational. Yeah,
I guess if he wanted to say the same thing I did with like My Chemical Romance of like
totally could.
in 2025, Taking Back Sunday is overrated. Okay. I might be able to get behind that. But a blanket statement that
Yeah,
Taking Back Sunday is overrated, like I hope that he like stubs his toe really hard or something,
seriously.
or gets stung by a bee. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just a piano falls on him because like
Yeah.
also, and it's funny saying he hates both Taking Back Sunday and Brand New because that's like saying I hate both rivals. I hate the good and bad version of
I
each
know.
other. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy. Sorry, Trevor.
We love you though.
All right. Next up, hardcore.
Hell yeah,
Now, the problem with this genre is that there's so many obscure bands that you could
totally,
say for
totally.
underrated that it was kind of hard to pick. So I tried to stick with larger, more well-known bands in
Okay,
the hardcore genre just to make it relevant.
yeah.
So, but we'll start with underrated. You can go first.
Okay, I actually did a similar thing because there's 1,000 bands we could have named, but I
Yeah.
was like, what's like one people actually gonna know? I think Zulu is massively
Mm,
underrated. I'm a really
okay.
big fan, and their shows I've seen them a bunch of times are wild. I swear I've seen one person get taken out at every single Zulu show. But I think they have such a good message and they're so interesting, but also just like they could be playing so much bigger venues and they choose to play small venues
Yeah.
and they choose to just have wild shows. So and
Yeah.
I think the quality is insane.
I
Yeah.
think that people that
But
have a
they're on the
problem
rise right now.
I think that a lot of people that have a problem with Zulu don't, and this might get me in trouble,
Okay, I'm ready.
but I think a lot of people that have a problem with Zulu maybe don't fully understand what hardcore is.
Totally.
Like it was meant to be something that was out of the norm and
Yeah.
different and in your face about it. And
Yeah.
that's what they're like. They're very in your face about what they are and what they
Totally.
stand for. And it probably rubs people the wrong way. Their music, objectionably, if you didn't know who they were, you'd be like, yeah, this is a hardcore band. Like they're a great
Totally.
hardcore band. Like this is good music. But I just think people get hung up in them, unfortunately. And it
Yeah.
probably, I think
Anytime I
that's a
see
great call,
people
dude.
that have a problem with Zulus, I was like, oh, so you don't know who Bad Brains is? Great, fantastic. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing in modern
Now,
day. Yeah.
the one complaint I'll have about Zulu is it's like, dude, you can write longer than a 30-second song with a sound clip at the end of it. Like, I
Dude,
promise you'll be okay if you write something longer than 30 seconds.
do you know what's insane? Is buying Zulu vinyl and knowing for a fact there's 14 minutes of music on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a good call though. So,
Thanks, dude.
do you have any other ones?
Nope, that was
Is
my
that it?
one. But what's yours? I'm
Okay.
excited to hear.
My underrated ones are With Honor.
Oh, great answer.
I genuinely don't think With Honor gets the flowers they deserve.
Which is crazy because they're fantastic.
They're fantastic. They're
Yeah.
fast. It's still aggressive. There's awesome gang vocal parts to it.
Yep.
They've been doing it a long time, but it's also very positive. It's
Hmm.
very it's very good, positive hardcore. And I think
Yep.
that, yeah, I just don't think they really got, I know they're popular. I know people like them, but I don't know why they're not talked about more.
And
So
their new music's great too.
yeah, their last album was
Yeah,
awesome.
fantastic.
So, the other one I had was Restraining Order.
Oh, totally.
They're
I
so good.
adore that band.
Yeah.
Restraining Order rules.
They're so good,
Yeah.
but they get lost nowadays
Oh,
because they're
totally.
not chuggy chuggy breakdown fight
Yep.
hardcore, and I hate
Yeah.
that. I hate that
Right.
because they are
They're
talented.
not chuggy chuggy and they're not turnstile. So they're immediately getting lost in the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're so good, dude. When I saw them live, I was like, "Dang, this band like rips," but I can tell people here don't get it.
Yeah.
So, I really want that Restraining Order shirt that says "Make Hardcore Fast Again."
Totally. Dude, I
Yeah.
love that band. Restraining
So,
Order rules. Great answer.
yeah. All right. Appropriately rated. Who do you have?
For appropriately rated, I said Incendiary. I'm a
Dang, me
big
too.
fan of. Did you really?
Yeah,
Are we twins? Oh
I
my
think so.
gosh. Dude, I love Incendiary because like I when I think of hardcore in general, I tend to love East Coast stuff just right away. I love their attitude. I love the style. And I feel like Incendiary is New York hardcore embodied because of his accent is really thick. They really
Yeah.
like classic hardcore stuff. And they get cherished very well. And I love
Mhm.
that. I think
Yeah.
anytime I see people get stoked on Incendiary, it's like, hell yeah, they deserve that.
Yep. So, no, dude, great call. Um,
And same to
so
you.
yeah, I have Incendiary, same reason.
Yeah.
I also have Mind Force for the same
Oh,
reasons
totally. Yeah.
because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I have Terror because
Oh,
they're the
great answer.
godfathers of hardcore right now, and I
And
think
they're
that,
so fun.
yeah, and they're doing a lot right. Like they just played that tour with Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
Like what a way, because like 15, 20 years ago, tours like that ain't happening, man. Like
Nope.
it's a fight fest,
Yeah.
but
A
they did it.
terror of any hardcore band will play with anybody, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, overrated. What do you got?
I said Kubla Khan.
Okay.
I uh I liked them when they first became a thing, however many years ago that was. And it's like, okay, I get it. It's just tough guy hardcore. That's every song's kind of the same. And then something happened with the internet where all of the sudden every freaking person, including Machine Gun Kelly, was like, "Oh, I love Kubla Khan," and I was like, "Yikes! That's the band you guys are dying on the hill for." I just think it's incredibly simplistic writing. I think
Yeah,
the fan base is annoying. I think and I've seen them live a couple times. It's never not fun. They've got great energy, but I don't know. It's just a little bit too
dude.
bro for me and a little bit too boring.
Absolutely. Every
Yeah.
single time I see like a social media clip of someone that is like the either one, dude, the like monkey see, monkey do one, or the number two
They're
where
so
I
annoying.
just like I can't do this, man.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
I made a video. So I okay. This is some quick insight into Chris Nichols. Sometimes I will make videos for TikTok that are too mean and I don't post them, but I make them just to get out of my system. And when the two thing became a meme, I made a video that was like, how many videos into this a joke get terrible? Two. And I was like, and then I didn't click it because I don't want people to feel bad. But yeah,
Yeah,
like it's so annoying.
it's hard. It's rough.
Yeah.
So, all right. I've got speed.
Okay.
Now,
That's crazy.
I know. And look, I like speed. I
Yeah.
like it's one of those bands that I do think you have to see live to really appreciate
Yeah.
it. They're incredible live because
I've never seen him.
I saw them a couple months ago with Bitter End.
Hmm. Oh,
And
that lineup's awesome.
yeah, it was, dude, it was sick. They're incredible performers. I just don't see, like, I don't have a problem with them. I just don't see anything special that's made them be as popular as they are.
And I
Like,
agree with that.
I've absolutely nothing against the band. I thought
No,
they were awesome. The music's fine. Like, beatdown's beatdown. You know what you're going to get with
yeah,
it. So, like,
totally.
you know, I guess I don't fully understand the like popularity.
Yeah.
And
And they have
maybe
it.
I'm just missing something. Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
No.
Like, they got to deal with like, was it
Yeah, who
Foot
was it?
Locker or
Yeah, it
something?
was insane.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like, respect. I just, yeah, just
totally.
me personally. I don't really understand it. So,
And it's crazy to think how young they like in their career they are and they're already
yeah,
overrated. Yeah.
I know. And
Yeah.
I feel that's in that because again, like, it's not like their music sucks or they
No,
suck. You know,
it's
like
just
they're
a
cool
yeah.
dudes. Like, and the
Yeah.
music's fine. I
It is
just,
fine. Yeah.
I just don't, I just don't know that they've earned it. Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's not the right way to put it. I don't even want to
No,
say
yeah.
that.
Not that they've earned it, but just like the like wildfire that
Yeah, it
got
just came
caused
out of
because they used a
nowhere.
flute was like I get
Yeah,
it. It's different and you guys aren't used to non-conventional instruments.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
completely
know,
agree
I
with you
know,
on all
I know.
this.
I don't
Yeah.
know how to say this without coming off like an ass, but like
Yeah.
again, I want to make it clear. I don't have any problems with them. I think
Totally.
they're great. I think their
Yep.
music's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. That's why I'm putting them there. So
Yep.
yeah. But all right. Trevor didn't want to touch hardcore because he says he's like most of the bands I would pick are probably not even considered hardcore anyways. So
Okay, great.
all right, whatever, dude.
Okay, great.
Wuss.
I
But
know.
all right.
He was gonna say
So
something shocking for each one.
probably
Yeah.
it's like he hates freaking Minor Threat or something. So
Exactly. Yeah.
um
He hates a youth of today and Earth Crisis. Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we'd struggle being friends if you said that. So all right. Next one up, metalcore.
Yes.
So this was a fun one
This was a fun
because
one.
there's so many ways you can go with it.
Oh,
You
totally.
know?
It's such a big genre.
Yeah. I personally tried to stay as close to the real definition of metalcore as I could
Okay. Okay.
until we get to the overrated part. And then I
Yeah.
think you know where this is going.
I'm so excited. Yeah. So
So,
excited.
all right. Underrated. Who do you have?
For underrated, just because I think this band has been underrated for over 20 years, I'm saying Zayo. Zayo, I think, is one of the
Ooh, good
best
one.
metalcore bands ever, and I don't think they will ever get the flowers they deserve. When Zayo played Salt Lake City 2 years ago, there was like 30 people there, and my
Yeah.
jaw was on the floor on me like this band like invented every band you like. But
And
I love Zayo. They're so cool.
they're like legitimately heavy.
Oh,
Like
they're
it's just
crazy.
hard music,
Yeah,
dude.
have you ever heard the phrase? I think I've even said this to you on your podcast, so I'm sorry to repeating myself. There's a phrase Rob Zombie said one time that I don't even know why bands write riffs because Black Sabbath wrote every good riff ever. I
Yeah.
feel like Zayo wrote every good breakdown ever, and every band has been copying them since.
Yeah.
Like the breakdown for 5 Year Winter, I think changed metalcore. But yeah, like I think they've been around forever, and then you get to see them at like Furnace Fest, and the entire place erupts because you have all these people that consider them crazy together. So
Yeah.
that's like an older one, and then a newer one that they're getting plenty of plays, but I just think they're so talented is Boundaries. I think Boundaries
Mm,
is so fun and so talented. Um, and they are headlining tours, and that's awesome and everything. But I think they just have something so special that like a lot of bands in metalcore wish they could do right now. But Boundaries
yeah.
had it like right out the gate, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got boundaries, but on a different.
Oh
I have them
boy.
as appropriately rated, so
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get
That
there.
scared me for a second there.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Underrated. I have Catherine.
I don't know Catherine.
You don't
Oh my
know
gosh, I do
Catherine?
know Catherine. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
dude.
dude. I okay.
That's a
Go
great
go listen to the
answer.
first Catherine album and be
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude. All right, I'm
that's a
wrong.
great answer.
You incredible band, that first album,
Yes.
and they are so good live. I actually think the vocalist passed away.
Oh,
Maybe
dang.
that's part of why. Um,
Yeah.
but that
But
those
still,
first
though.
like their music's incredible.
Yeah.
The next one is The Human Abstract.
Oh my gosh, great answer.
Dude, the freaking
I
Crossing the
love the human
Rubicon
abstract. Yes.
was what is one of the coolest songs. The intro where it's like,
Yes,
and
dude.
yeah, dude,
Great
the dude's got
answer.
like long dreads. He's like
Uh
spinning him
huh.
around. Yeah, dude, they sound so good live.
Do
I
they?
can't believe I've ever seen them live, but I have seen them live.
Yeah,
It was
seriously.
it was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Um,
Great answer.
the last one I have, and I know we're going to talk about Christcore, funny enough,
Yes.
but I could not put this band here. War of Ages.
Oh,
I think they are
absolutely
criminally
underrated.
underrated in metalcore.
Absolutely.
They are so good and so consistent, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody ever talks about them ever.
Totally.
Like
Dude,
All
War of Ages
Consuming
rules.
Fire. All
Yeah,
Consuming Fire is one of the greatest metalcore songs ever written.
totally.
It's
Totally.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
I think you
yeah,
can look at a lot of the bands that were similar to War of Ages and be like, War of Ages should have had their career. Like you look at like For
exactly.
Today or Phineas or whatever, and it's always like those bands got huge all of a sudden. It's like War of Ages
Yeah.
was doing it before them and better than them. Yeah.
Yep. And what's cool about War of Ages is like they were metalcore, but like dude, they played with hardcore bands, like they
Uh-huh.
played with metal bands, like they were
They
just
played with
everywhere.
everybody
And
too. Yeah.
yeah, so
Great
and they're
band.
sick
Great
live. They're
answers.
great live.
Yeah.
So let's see if Trevor. I don't remember if Trevor had anything for metalcore. Let's see.
Excited.
No, he didn't. He just said all the current metalcore and deathcore is overrated, and that's all he said.
He's not wrong.
But yeah,
No one's
all
saying
right.
he's wrong. Yeah.
So okay, appropriately rated metalcore. What do you have?
Appropriately, I have two answers. First one is The Devil Wears Prada. I
Good one.
love that band. I've been a fan for a very long time, but I feel like they've sort of hit the peak of where they're going to be in their career.
Yeah,
I don't think they're ever going to be as big as, you know, a lot of other scene bands that got humongous. I think they're doing good at playing, you know, venue like clubs and stuff and the occasional festival. They still I mean their music is so mid now, the new stuff. But
yeah,
that's great. Like they appeal to a different generation that likes like the Bad Omens kind of stuff. Um but I feel like they've done a good job in their career of appealing to old heads and new kids, which is very hard to do. I don't know of hardly any bands where young kids are just as stoked as like 30-year-olds are when they announce tours, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. That's a great
And then the
answer.
other one I thought of, and I don't know why, but this one kept coming to mind. This band has been dead for a while, is The Color Morale. Do you remember them?
Oh, dude,
Like I really loved them, and I feel like they did what they needed to, and then like broke up. Like
dude,
I the whole Posy-core movement that was like, you know, them, We Came as Romans, that kind of stuff. It lasted a few years, but a lot of those bands kept going and the music just got so bad.
yeah,
We Came as Romans is a great example.
yeah,
But like I really liked the Color Morale. They were a lot of fun live. I met the singer one time. He was very nice and polite. And their music was really, really good. So
dude. I'm super happy that you said them.
yeah,
They're like I didn't have them on any of these lists, but they're genuinely like one of my favorite bands.
they were great. They were
I
so
listen to the
good.
Color Morale all the time. Their first three albums like
Oh,
had like an emotional effect on me.
dude, you
Like
need
No
that
Hope is unbelievable.
oh, they put the first 3 albums on one vinyl together.
Oh,
Like,
really?
you need that, like, a triple pack.
Yeah.
It was awesome, I have it. Yeah, the I like, his what killed me is that first album, I think, is my favorite one. Then he changed his vocals over the next
Hmm.
couple, and then it was like, "Okay, this is" but, like, the quality of No Hope is next level. It was
And
so
like the
good.
lyrical, like he's just a
Oh my
lyrical
gosh,
master.
he's a
It's
lyrical
really is.
master.
You listen to their first album, the like complexity in their riffs and like time
Oh,
changes and things like that. It's
it was wild.
even though it's not like super heavy, like I wish people would listen to it more because like
Yeah,
musically, they were incredible.
they
So
came out swinging so hard back in the
yeah,
day. Yeah,
dude, I had great memories with them. Like I've met their singer a couple times too. He's a
he's
super
super
nice
nice.
guy.
Yeah, Garrett,
Yeah, like I stage dove and then got thrown back on stage and landed on the
nice.
speaker and like was laying on the ground, and he picked me up and like
Yeah,
put his arm around me and gave me them. I just have really cool memories of
that's cool.
seeing
I love that.
Killer Morale.
They're a
So
great band. Yeah.
yeah.
I
All
heard
right.
rumor of them reuniting, and then it was like I think they also didn't want to do it. So,
Well, they played. I think they played like a weekend of shows,
oh, they
and
did.
that was it. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
So, all right. Appropriately rated. I've got Earth Crisis
Okay.
because I think that they blew the lid off of metalcore.
Oh,
Right.
totally. They practically invented it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Harm's Way is another
Oh,
one
great answer.
because I think that they're them and like bands like Boundaries and Rip Mouth for War, but
Yeah,
a lot of bands like that I think were actually holding tight to what metalcore is,
totally.
and so I respect that, and I think that Harm's Way gets a lot of love, and it's well deserved. So
I Harm's Way is up there for me. I adore that band.
yeah, so
Very
okay,
heavy.
overrated.
Oh man. Okay. So I have three.
Okay,
uh, the first one, I don't know if this will affect you, but I said Avenged Sevenfold, and that is mainly because like I know for a lot of people that's like their gateway band into metalcore. I never
yeah.
listened to them. I never liked them. So I tried recently to listen to it. I was like, this sucks so bad. I even tried like the old stuff, and I was like, it's really bad. I just have never gotten it. But like a lot of people love them. I've never
Yeah,
understood.
I get that. Their
Yeah.
first album like was cool,
Yeah.
but I think they tried to take advantage of what that scene was and then turned
Totally.
completely into butt rock as fast as
Oh,
they could,
totally. You could argue they were the first to go from metalcore to butt rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Um,
So,
I also said Beartooth. I think Beartooth is insanely overrated.
good answer.
Um, I like the first, like when they first came out, I thought it was okay, and then just that I think it sucks so bad now. And then the one that the kids love that I don't get the understanding of is Bill Murray. What on earth is
Dude,
that garbage?
look, man,
They love it.
there's a couple Bill
Everyone
Murray
loves
songs.
it.
There's a couple Bill Murray songs that I'm like, all right,
That
I'll
you
listen to
mess
this.
with, that you
Yeah.
vibe with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't get it.
His music videos on social media are freaking
Wacky.
hilarious. Like, I love it.
Wacky.
It's
Yeah.
great.
I just don't get it. And he's huge. Like I've seen so many videos where people are like, "Oh yeah, I cranked my hog to Bill Murray," and I'm like, you guys, someone please sit me down and
Look,
explain. Yeah,
well, the
because I've tried a
understanding of
million
this
times.
is that what was the logical progression leaving Attack Attack?
Right.
It's doing something like Bill Murray. So it's
Exactly.
completely expected what's going on here. And
Yeah.
I heard a song from them and I was like, from Bill Murray. And I was just
Yeah.
like, dang, I know I shouldn't like this, but I
But you
kind of
loved
do.
it. But you
Yeah,
loved it. Yeah.
exactly. So there, I guess he's like a guilty pleasure. I don't
And
know.
he has a great sense of humor. While I don't love the music, I do think he's
Yeah, I don't know
hilarious.
that I'd
Yeah.
ever go like see him play, but although, did you see
Yeah.
the clip where he like brought out a girl playing a saxophone and stuff? Like,
No.
I don't know, dude. I
I
don't
did
know.
not see
Look, it
that.
seems like a good time. I don't know.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Ironically, two of my answers came from Attack Attack. I didn't even think about that.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Toss some
So
mice and men in there too. We get the whole trifecta.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's true too. I never understood that one. I never understood. I guess I'll just start jumping into it.
Go for it. Yeah.
I got a list. We can go on forever, but basically I put all the modern stuff, any of this, like sleep, what are they? Sleep Token,
Sleep
Bad
Token.
Omens,
So
Spirit
bad.
Box, like all of it, dude. Like
Yeah.
cut me out. This is what happens when like corporate America gets a hold of something is it turns
Totally.
into this. It's not.
Totally, dude.
And I'm not just trying to be rude. Like it genuinely is just boring music. It's just not good, you
I
know.
tried Sleep Token so hard. I tried to understand what everyone was into it. And there's a lot of bands where it's like, it's not for me, but I get it. I do not get the
Right.
appeal of Sleep
Yeah.
Token.
Yeah.
What and what's metal about it?
I know. And I hear all these
Yeah.
stories of their concerts of like people being mad that someone's like pushing to the front or like
Yes.
trying to
Someone tried
mosh.
moshing. Yeah.
Yeah. And people are
Oh my
getting mad
gosh.
about it. And I'm like, look,
Yeah.
this isn't
This
metalcore.
isn't
Like,
for
I don't know
you.
what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So,
Very weird.
I've also got, I don't know if you would categorize this as metalcore, but
Okay.
I didn't know where else to put this, but Slipknot.
Oh, yeah. There
I've
wouldn't be with any
never,
of our other categories, but
yeah.
you are definitely not a fan.
Never understood it. Never even
Yeah.
really liked the music.
Yeah.
Just never, I don't know, just never got the appeal. So
That's
Maybe
crazy
this
to
is
me.
more of an episode of just me and you talking about stuff we don't like and just branding it as like being overrated. But
We're
like
like,
that's
we
what it
promise we'll
is.
talk about
Like,
underrated stuff, guys, and then
yeah.
it's
I
this.
mean,
Yeah,
the problem with metalcore, like Moths to Flames, never understood that. Not for me.
yeah, that's its own kind of brand.
I think the other thing is I've got a lot of bands that are metalcore that I'm going to talk crap on under the Christcore one. So I guess we can wait
Okay.
for that. But
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that.
yeah, that's really all I've got for metalcore.
Okay.
So
Some good takes though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. So next one up, deathcore.
Yeah, man.
I think it's my turn to go first.
Go for it.
So underrated. I've got two of them.
Okay.
First one is Sea of Treachery.
Oh, great band.
Criminally underrated.
Great band.
Unbelievable. And they even just released a new song
They did.
and it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
great. It's exactly what metalcore should sound like.
Dude, I
You
love
know,
Sea of
it's
Treachery.
As I Lay Dying without the trying to off your wife. It's great. I mean, it's
Which we could
great.
all get behind. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, that is so
So
good.
I've actually heard that the dudes from Sea Treachery are like legit guys. Like they
Yeah.
were cool, you know?
I've DM'd with them. They were because like they followed me back on TikTok, and I was like,
That's
"You guys
sick.
have no idea how cool this is to me that Sea of
Yeah.
Treachery is following me." Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
amazing.
they're
So,
great.
the other band I have is Here Comes the Kraken
I
from
love
Mexico.
that
Yeah,
band.
dude. So
I
good.
love Here Comes the
You
Kraken.
never hear anyone talk about it. I've seen in my
No,
entire life, there's 3 people that I've ever talked to that knew who Here Comes the Kraken was. It's
yeah,
you, it's Trevor, and it's some random person on the internet that I don't even know who he is in real life, but
great.
he
It's
knew
probably
who Here the
Neptune. Yeah,
Kraken was. Here
that
Comes
is
the
so
Kraken was.
funny.
So they were good. I
That
hate
band
deathcore,
rules.
but they were
Yeah,
awesome.
it's not your
So
thing, but yeah, that band rules. They did a vinyl pressing. I think we actually talked about this on Pit Therapy one time. That was so cool. I had it. I had unfortunately had to sell it, but like, and it's the same thing. They only made like 200 copies of
yeah,
one record, and it was like they were struggling to get 200 sold. But yeah, I
crazy. They're
love
so
Here Comes
good.
the Kraken. They're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Great
all right,
answers.
man. Who do you got?
My underrated ones, I don't think you're gonna know any of them because uh I'm a huge deathcore fan, and one thing that's really cool right now, for those listening that do not know, there is a wave of deathcore happening right now of younger kids that are trying to sound so not like Lorna Shore and so not like what's popular, and they
Yeah.
all want to sound like MySpace bands. So there's
Yep.
this whole bunch of younger kids that are making some of the best deathcore I've ever heard. So some of those bands that I really like are like Girl of Glass, Lilith's Demise, Reverent, Peacemaker, Victim Blamed. They're all really good. And they're like 17, making some of the best deathcore I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
life. And they're bringing back like the bass drops and
Mhm.
just insanely violent lyrics. They're not trying to sound cool or like octane metal. They just want to be crazy. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a local band down here in Dallas you should check out called Six Shots from
Six Shots
Dallas.
from Dallas. I love
Yeah.
that band.
Yeah, dude.
They're
So I just
great,
saw them
dude.
like a couple weeks ago.
Did you
And
really?
yeah, a bunch of like young kids too.
Yeah.
Again, look, I'm not a deathcore guy, but like I
Yeah.
sat there and watched that and I'm like, I took my brother-in-law and I looked at him and I'm like, dude, what year is this?
Seriously.
Like I seriously felt like I was 16, 17.
I love Six Shots from
Watching.
Dallas.
Dude,
Great band.
they sounded real good. They knew what
Great
they were doing.
band.
And the
Yeah.
funniest thing ever, I told this Trevor last week. They like finished their set and were acting like they were unplugging and all this crap. And then like
Yeah.
2 minutes later, the vocalist grabs the mic. He's like, F it. And they just throw this like ridiculous breakdown. And people are like running from the merch
That's
table
so
and just
cool.
swinging on people. It was,
Yeah.
dude, I was laughing so hard. I was
I
like,
love that.
this is incredible. This is
Yeah, man,
incredible. So,
the new wave of deathcore
yeah.
stuff is insane to me. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
all
it's tight.
underrated. It's all so good.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Appropriately rated. I have
Appropriately
Acacia
rated.
Strain.
Okay, I had that as well.
I think they're great. I think they've carried deathcore through some really bad years.
And
You know?
consistent as hell.
Yeah.
Every Acacia Strain record's nuts.
Yep. And then I also had Suicide Silence. I think was
Okay.
appropriately rated because I mean they basically I feel like cemented this genre in alternative music is my
Yeah.
opinion. So I do think that like even that Six Shots from Dallas, like they covered a Suicide Silence song and
Of
did it
course. Yeah.
justice. And it was like a bunch of 17-year-olds that are getting into real deathcore. Like
Yeah.
that's who they're covering, you know? And
Totally.
so you gotta like, I think that they are exactly where they needed to be. So
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Great answer. Um, I do think Suicide Silence, everything they've had since Mitch died has been truly terrible.
That's
But
fine.
I mean, nobody. I don't like. It's not like a hot take. I don't think that's a. I don't think anybody's disagreeing very
Yeah,
much that new Suicide Silence sucks. But whatever.
that's fine.
Um, I also had the Acacia strain for properly rated because they're just the bomb. But I also put Carnifex for appropriately rated
Ah,
because I
okay.
think of that like that group of deathcore. We're talking Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, that kind of stuff. That was very like scene heavy, kids with 00 size gauges getting into deathcore. They're the only one that like stayed deathcore to me. A lot
Yeah.
of those bands, tried doing other genres or maybe trying to look different or like, no, we're serious now. We like wearing Hollister and we like jeans. Carnifex is always like, no, we like breakdowns and we like gauges, and they're just like standard deathcore to me, and
Yeah,
they're great. I really love that band.
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. The only ones that Trevor had as appropriately rated were All Shall Perish,
Oh, great answer.
and which they might even be on the underrated side of it,
Totally.
honestly.
They could do either,
Yeah. And
and
then
they're
he
the
also
OGs.
he had Suicide Silence. So yeah, those two.
Got to give
But
the flowers to Suicide Silence.
all right. Overrated.
Yes.
Um, I put Bring Me the Horizon.
Are you serious? I am
I
walking off of this. I am walking out. I'm gonna
there's
flip this table.
dude,
Oh my
come on. You
gosh.
know that there's so many better deathcore bands out there than Bring Me the Horizon. So many.
That's insane to me.
I I never really liked deathcore. Like I've seen the
Yeah.
Acacia Strain a whole bunch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've seen a lot of deathcore bands because that's what
Yeah.
was popular at the
And
time,
they
right?
played with a lot of bands. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I never, even when I was lying to myself to like deathcore, I could never lie to myself enough to like Bring Me the Horizon. So
That's
I just
crazy.
don't get it. I
Okay.
don't get it. So
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. I take that personal.
all
I take it
right.
personal,
Dude, out of all the
and
shots I've taken to you today, like this is
that's
the
the
one
one
that
that's all that literally you can say most overrated band is First Grade Fight Club, and I'd be like, yeah, agreed. But like, especially because Deathcore Bring Me is like where I find them to be the best of their career.
huh. Well,
Fair.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Agree to
I
disagree
would
to disagree to
yeah, no, we
disagree.
don't even have
Either
to do
one.
we don't have to do
Uh,
that, man. We can just awkwardly push on.
yeah. Well, we can
And
we
then
can just call it quits here
we
because
can
I don't know if
okay.
yeah yeah. Do you have any more for overrated?
uh I was gonna say a mirror, but I think I pushed your buttons enough.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're not only done with this episode, we're done as friends. We're done as family. Like we're just done. Yeah.
I'm
Oh
just
my
fine. I'm just
hell.
we're good, man. What do you got?
Well, my answers for overrated. I didn't have to think too hard. Slaughter to Prevail and Lorna
Yeah.
Shore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Both bands that I did like when they first started, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Now they just make shit from a butt. Like I don't even know what's going on. It's
So
just fart
bad.
music. It's fart noises. I
Are
don't
they the
even get
ones
it.
that like the music like stops and you just hear like and I'm
Uh-huh.
just yeah, dude.
Both of them. I think both bands have songs that like stop and it's like goblin noises, and you're like,
Yeah,
this isn't good. I don't know why you guys think this is cool. And then because of that, you have all these bands right now that are like the octane metal bands that try to do the pissing contest of
yeah,
like, I can make cool noises with my mouth
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Dude, it's so annoying.
I hate it.
And they've ruined the like really slow like breakdown where it like
Totally.
pauses. Like they
Yep.
completely ruined it.
Yeah.
It used to be cool. It used to be gnarly in the pit. Now it's
Yeah.
overdone and cheesy and stupid.
Seriously.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
into it.
good calls.
Thanks, pal.
So all right. We could if we're still friends, we can keep moving on.
That's a good question. Are we still friends? I don't know. We're going to have to
All
see.
right,
Just
your
keep
thoughts
going.
on Kyle? Overrated, underrated?
I would say properly rated. Yeah.
Properly rated. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just kidding. Nah, dude, let's keep going.
All right. This was a fun one because I had to do a little digging because I just have never really
Yeah,
thought
this
about
is one
this.
I actually am not super familiar with myself, so I had to dig a
Um,
little bit too.
Easy core.
Yeah.
So what do you have as underrated?
So the only easy core band I could think of that's underrated, there's a band called We Were Sharks I really like.
Okay.
Uh that they're like older too. They're like in their 30s and 40s making easy core. But they're great though. Like they're
They still
super
live with their
fun.
parents or something?
They
Like
still live with their parents. Yeah, they can't get out of their hometown. They love pizza. Yeah, dude, I don't know a ton of easy core, I'll be honest, but that's the only one I was like, oh, I think they could be getting more plays and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's cool. So me and Trevor actually both kind of agreed on this one. It's
Okay.
a stupid call. I have two of them. The first one is like, oh well, duh. But we believe that 4 Year Strong is still technically underrated.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they're so good and they're so
Yeah.
musically talented. And
They're
like
very talented.
I've seen them a couple times since I moved to Dallas, and they are not
Mhm.
even close to filling up venues, and it blows my mind
Really.
because they're magical. They're so
They're
good,
great. Yeah.
you know.
For your strong rules.
But I just don't think they're as big as they should be. So,
Yeah.
the other one I have is this band called Vera,
I don't know Vera.
Veara. They
Okay.
were, I don't know that they're really making music anymore, but man, they were cool.
Yeah.
And like right there in the in the hay of easy core and
The
stuff.
heyday. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were awesome. They had really
Okay.
great music. And they never, I listened to both
Yeah.
their albums and they just never went anywhere. And I never understood why.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you should check them out. They're cool.
I will. Vera.
Yeah.
What
So,
a name.
all right, appropriately rated.
I'll
What
go
do you
first just because I said 4 Year Strong for this.
have? Okay.
I love 4 Year Strong. I think it's great. I actually do agree though. They like when I've seen them live, they don't fill up the venue, and it's insane because you're like, this is 4 Year Strong. We're talking about like
Yeah.
this is like the freaking funnest band. Because
Yeah.
I will the thing about 4 Year Strong that I like more than other easy core bands is they look like they're having fun and the music is fun.
Yeah.
Like not to spoil anything, but a lot of times lately you see videos of A Day to Remember and they on this last tour they did the Kelly Clarkson cover and Jeremy McKinnon looked like he was tearing toenails out when he said it because he's like, well, we're gonna play Since You've Been Gone because you guys won't stop asking for it, and they play it and it's like,
That's
okay,
stupid.
I think you hate your job, but like you can
Yeah.
just say that. But yeah, For Your Strong, they look like they're having a fun time. The music's so fun, and their new album, they're consistent as hell.
Holy
Their new
cow.
album was fantastic. Yeah,
Their last two albums, like they've gotten so like they're kind of like Thrice to me, where their sound has kind of matured
absolutely. But it's still
and
like it
but
still
it's
has
still
a
really
stamp of
good.
approval on it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, no, it's a great call. So for appropriately rated, do you know who Belmont is?
of course.
Do you like Belmont?
I have seen Belmont. I didn't even think to put them in there. That's hilarious.
They're tight.
Yeah, and
They're
they are
cool.
easy core. They're pop punk with with breakdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have unfortunately not been able to see him. Uh
Okay.
my son, like his favorite song is Bowser's Castle. He knows like every
That is
word
so cute. I
to
love
that
that.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love
they're
that.
legit. And I think they're for an easy core band, I think they're doing what they can do,
Yeah.
you know? Like I
I
don't think
like
they're
them
gonna
because
get
they
mad.
also like they try other stuff.
Yeah.
They're not just trying to make the same song over and over again.
Yeah. I was like trying to
Yeah.
explain to Trevor what that album that has Bowser's Castle on it, what it sounds like. And I'm like, imagine Linkin Park like was a pop punk band.
Oh, totally.
And he's like,
Great way
oh,
to say
that's
it.
interesting. But it's cool.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't like I'm not a huge fan of that stuff, but
Yeah.
Pain Now with like the turntable, I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
actually like dope. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw Belmont with Caspian. I'm sorry, not Caspian. Caspian's been broken up for years. Uh damn it. What's the other band's name? Anyway, and then Tiny Moving Parts too. It was a
Mm,
great show.
cool.
Yeah.
I know
They're
they're
great
on tour
live.
right now with This Wildlife,
Oh, great. Yeah.
and they're cool. They're like cool acousticy type
Yep.
band. They're cool. So all right. Overrated. What do you have?
I put, of course, A Day to Remember. um,
Yeah.
I like A Day to Remember, but what they've turned into, and like what that fan base has turned into, it's like I'm good without ever hearing this again in my life. And I also really thought Chunk No Captain Chunk was really overrated.
Yeah.
I've never understood why people like that band. I
Yeah.
tried so hard when it was in the Neon Monster merch days to get it, and I still don't get it.
Yeah. We have the exact same ones. So I
Yeah,
agree with everything you said. So maybe that
yeah,
makes
man.
up for the deathcore section.
There you
But
go. We can still be friends. Yeah. We
yeah.
can still be friends. Yeah,
So cool. All right.
yeah, man. Easy
Good
core.
ones. Yeah. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So the next one, Gent.
Gent, dude.
I don't really know much about
That's
Gent
okay.
until
Yeah.
I started thinking about it. I was like, wait, maybe I do know some
Yeah.
Gent bands. So I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Underrated, Within the Ruins, if you can consider them
Oh,
Gent.
great answer.
I don't know. Does that or do they fall into
Sure.
that, or
Why
are they a
not?
little? Are they
Sure.
okay? All right.
Yeah.
Within
Because
the
they're
Ruins,
like chuggy and yeah, they're a great
weird
band too.
riffs
Yeah.
and
They
weird
do like
stuff.
video game noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
So
band.
the other one I have is Glass Cloud.
Oh.
dude.
I love Glass Cloud. That band
So
was
good.
so good.
They were so good and not around long enough.
No, they only had, like, what, the album? They had, like, 1
I think
album?
so. I think
Yeah, it
so.
was so
But
good.
dude, insane. Like
Yeah.
absolutely insane watching them. So
Oh,
yeah.
seriously, great answers.
Yeah. All
The
right.
guitarist of Glass Cloud, he was in Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza,
Right.
and now he plays in Amir, and it's so funny
Oh,
because
really?
like, Amir's just, like, chugs and stuff, which is great
Uh-huh.
for Amir, but it's funny to be like, "You used to have the craziest, like, shredding riffs ever, and now you just play open notes." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
crazy.
vocalist was the guy from Sky It's Airplane, right?
Yep.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
he
man.
sounds so much better in Glass Cloud because it's
Absolutely.
angry and he did it.
Yeah,
Like he pulled it off. So
right. Yeah, Glass
yeah.
Cloud rules. Great answers, dude. My answer for underrated, there's this band called Sixth, Sikth, that they were doing gent right when it became a thing. They've been doing it for a very long time. Their vocalist has these insanely long ginger dreads, and he sounds a little bit weird, which is why people get turned off right away. His vocals are
Uh-huh.
not like everybody else's, but I love it. They're very weird, very exciting, and just like the instrumentals are next level. So yeah, sick. They're very into like neon skeletons.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of him. I'll check him
Yeah,
out
they're
though.
great. Sick, they're great.
Um, all right, appropriately rated.
Yeah.
I have Era.
Okay.
Not a fan of them,
Yeah.
but I think they put Gent on the map for people. Like I don't
Mhm.
know that people were going to be like, "Oh yeah, I know what Gent is," if it wasn't for them. So
Yeah,
I do think they kind of fell off the like. I think they fell into what like metalcore did of just being like kind of generic-y and it
totally.
sucks. But their first
Totally.
couple albums were cool and at
Yeah,
least introduced me into it. So I think they're appropriately rated in Gen. I
absolutely.
think they did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Um, that the other one I have is After the Burial.
Oh, that's who I have.
Yeah, sick band,
Yeah.
dude.
After the
They're
Burial is who I have for appropriately rated.
really
Yeah.
okay. Man, dude, see,
I
we're
love
more
After
alike
the
than you
Burial.
think.
Yeah, see? So there's not so many differences, Kyle.
Yeah.
After the Burial rules.
The album Evergreen,
Oh yeah,
dude,
great record.
wild. So
They're an insanely consistent band.
yeah,
From like Rare Form, their early days, to Wolves Within, they just were making cool stuff. They're really I've seen them a bunch of times live. They're really fun live.
cool.
Uh, they had a very weird story with their guitarist before he died, so they made the news for not good reasons. Um, their guitarist went crazy. Like he
uh,
lost touch with reality and went schizophrenic and
dang,
went like into the desert saying that people were trying to eat him and then he died. So
that's sad, man.
yeah.
It's way
Yeah,
messed
so
up.
but weirdly enough, do you ever have a band that you've seen tons of times live but you've never intended to see them?
Yeah.
That's who Era is for me. I've seen Era so many times,
Oh,
and I've never
really?
chosen to see Era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably seen them like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I've never seen
They
them.
just are always playing with bands, and so it's like, "Oh, great, Era's here." Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, I
I
mean, there's
did meet the
worse.
guy though one time. I met the guy from Era, and I just wanna talk about Texas in July, and he was really nice, so, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Overrated. I honestly don't know enough about
Okay.
like Gent to say. I know I've heard songs of Periphery, and it just like it just sounded too
Yeah.
mainstreamy for me.
I
You
mean,
know.
a periphery is
So,
a pretty good answer for overrated.
okay. All right.
Yeah. I said Animals as Leaders is
Oh, that's
insanely
fair.
overrated.
Yeah.
I also just don't like instrumental music very much, so it's never been for me. But people love that band, and I don't get it. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
fair.
guy's big on YouTube. I guess that's a big thing.
Yeah. I honestly don't know that I think I've listened to a couple songs that have just been like, no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Which is great if people like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like instrumental music. I think Polyphia is garbage. I like a lot of these instrumental bands people love. I just don't get into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get that. So, all right. Christ Core.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to hear some of these takes of yours
I don't know why you added this one, but here we are. Maybe
because
because
I
it's like all we listen
love
to for
Christ
like
Core.
it's like all we listened to for like 10 years. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
um, for underrated,
Yeah.
like I just put all the traditional hardcore bands from Facedown, namely being
Just the face down
it's
records.
seriously though. Like when you think Facedown, nobody thinks of like Call to Preserve,
No.
Dynasty,
No.
Jesus Wept, Seven Star, X Disciple X, X
Right.
Looking Forward X. Like no one thinks of those
Right.
bands, but they're like
They
It's
were
some of the
so good.
greatest Christian hardcore that you'll like ever
Dude,
listen to. And
seriously.
dude, nobody knows them. Like no one ever talks about them.
No.
So stupid. Whether
Yeah.
Christian or not, dude, like you can't listen to Call to Preserve or Dynasty and tell me that that's bad hardcore. It's
Oh yeah, or
incredible.
like Seventh Star, great
Yeah.
answer for like this music rules. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple others not using just face down as
The
a
face down,
scapegoat,
yeah.
but Forevermore,
Mm,
amazing
great
band,
band.
dude.
Great band.
The Overseer,
Ooh, I don't think I know that one.
you should check them out. To me,
The
the Overseer,
Overseer.
yeah, they are what Under Oath should have become.
Okay. I'm into that.
It's very Lost in the Sound of Separation ish type
Okay.
music. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then Wolves at the Gate. Wolves at the
Oh,
Gate
great
is
band.
one of my all-time favorite bands, dude. They're
Great
so
band.
good. And if you're a Christian into this music, like there's very few bands that I think get Christian music as well as they do. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wolves of the Gate is such a good like youth worship band
Yeah.
that like get kids into heavy music.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're a great gateway band for like Christian kids. Yeah.
absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
great
So
answers. I love Wolves at the Gate. I only put one for this because same thing. I could name 1,000 that nobody
uh-huh.
knows, but like the one I think is criminally underrated is a band called The Great Commission.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they were really into like gang vocals and
Uh-huh.
uh, breakdowns about praying, but like I love them.
Yeah,
I think
dude.
Great Commission's the bomb. Like that band's so cool. Um, and just massively should be getting recognized along with all these other great bands, but never do.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. So
great band.
appropriately rated, I have Sleeping Giant,
Great.
No Innocent Victim,
Oh, excellent.
Strong Arm,
Okay.
Stretch Armstrong, and Impending
Yes.
Doom. I think that
Man,
all
all
of
kinds of
those
goodies.
I think all those are bands that have gotten the flowers that they deserve for their music,
Hmm.
um, regardless of being Christian or not. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And those bands, man, the amount of hits those ones put out, holy hell.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's rumors that Strong Arm's playing Furnace Fest this year. Them and Advent. There's
Oh, that's
rumors that
right.
them
Yeah,
and
it was like
Advent
in
are
the
playing.
the hashtags or whatever, right?
Hashtags. Yep.
Yeah.
If that
Dang,
happens,
dude.
there's a good chance I'm going again. So,
Seriously. Yeah. Did
but
you see that the Chariot confirmed they're not playing?
yeah,
Yeah,
stupid.
I know.
Grow up.
Um,
Grow up and play.
I
You know?
know. You're gonna pay you so much money. Just be
Oh,
nice to each other for an
right.
hour.
Right.
I only put one band for this. I said a plea for purging
Oh, heck
because
yeah.
I think plea is not only just one of the best Christcore bands, but like every Christian metal kid liked a plea for purging.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Yeah.
what brought us all together regularly
Yeah.
was a plea for purging, and that
And
band rules.
yeah, there's like obviously there's a lot of hate on Christian music in the
Uh
scene, but there's a few bands that I think everyone gives a pass to, and I think Please
yeah,
one of them because
absolutely.
they were very real about. I mean, they had songs that were talking crap on the church,
Uh huh.
like
It was everywhere. They weren't just always Jesus rules.
yeah,
It was all
yeah.
over the place. Yeah,
And I think people respected that. You might not liked it necessarily, but at least you respected it, and you couldn't deny that their music ruled.
right.
So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Great band.
good call. Good call. All right, overrated. Uh, Me and Trevor agreed on this one for today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Next one I have is Fit for a King.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Um,
barely consider them Christcore. They were at first.
I think what because I was like looking up a bunch of like Christian hardcore playlists and things like that just to try and like
Yeah,
refresh my memory on a lot of these. But like
yeah,
what frustrated me the most was that like, and I'm not necessarily saying that these bands are overrated. I'm just saying
yeah.
that people people didn't do their due diligence with Christian metal or whatever and only paid attention to like the Devil Wears Prada and August Burns Red,
Totally,
and bands like
totally.
Fit for King and For Today's. It's like there was
Yeah,
so much more. There's like what were there's like all these like Great Commission's a great one. Like Those Who Fear.
yeah.
Uh what are some I'm trying to what's the one Saving Grace from like Australia? Like there's all
Saving
these like
Grace rules
sick
for all
bands.
eternity. Great band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but everyone's just like, "Oh, the Devil Wears Prada, Norma Jean." It's like, nah, come
right.
on, guys. There was way
And
more. So,
and for today and Fit for King are such good answers because it was like not even where is it not great Christian music? It's just the most like generic.
yeah,
Every song sounds the exact same.
yeah. You could
Yeah,
put on a For Today song from any of their albums, and no one
they
would
all
be able to
sound
know
the
what album
same.
it came from.
They all sound the
Yeah,
same. Yeah,
yeah. Crazy.
every breakdown's the same. He's a weird dude. They're both weird guys. I for overrated, this is I don't think a hot take. I said Memphis Mayfire. Like
Are they
I think
Christian?
they started off Christian,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
and then they leaned into like we're Christian inspired as time went on.
Uh,
Um, but like I find them to when they started off cool, and then just got so annoying so fast.
dude, their original
They
5-song EP,
oh
I still listen
flawless,
to. Yep.
flawless. I really like the first record. The first one's really good.
Mhm.
That EP
So
is
good.
great. Um, and then after that, it's just like, okay, so you guys just like wanted to be Abercrombie and Fitch models that
Exactly.
played mid breakdowns. Yeah,
Yeah. It's when they brought in that other vocalist, he was just like,
totally.
"Nah, dude, not me."
Yeah, man, I'm
So,
not into it anymore.
there's, another band, I guess, that started that way was, like, Emarosa. Like,
Oh, totally.
their first EP was, like, a Christian band.
Yeah,
Here's some other deep cuts, dude. Like, Here I Come Falling.
I don't know that one.
Dude, they're sick. It's
Here
like
I
they're
come
like old
falling.
school,
Great
like
name.
MySpace, like
Okay.
metalcore, post-hardcore type
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Graceful, which actually
Oh, a graceful
had
rules.
the guy from
The
Like
guy
Moss
from
of
Like
Flame.
Mouse of Flames, who
Yeah,
was also in
yeah,
Omarosa. Yeah.
yeah. But a graceful was sick. So,
A graceful rules.
Blessed by a Broken Heart,
Oh, dude.
incredible band.
The weirdest
So,
one of all.
dude,
But yeah,
yeah, they were.
that's
I
great.
saw them.
There's a lot of great Christian bands.
Scream the Prayer, dude. Bring back Scream the Prayer, and I think we would all be
I
happy.
really wish you and Trevor came with me to Furnace Fest a couple years ago because it was so many Christian straight edge bands,
Yeah.
and it was like a bunch of bummed out emo kids that it was just like Christcore kids everywhere. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's sick though. So,
Yeah,
all
man.
right. Um,
Couple more.
Straight edge.
Yep.
Um, you do you want to go?
Sure. My answer is easy. I think underrated is World of Pleasure. World of Pleasure is one of
Good
my
one.
favorite straight edge bands. They only have
Yeah,
like 8 songs, but I just think they're so good at it. They're so talented. They're so cool. Vegan straight edge too,
yeah.
and vocalist Jess is the love of my life. And I met her, and I was quite normal about it. So that's good.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
good for you.
Thanks, man.
They're sick bands. So respect. Underrated. I've got Good Clean Fun.
Oh, totally,
Dude,
dude.
nobody.
Yeah.
They're great, and like, dude, like
Great
you can poke
band.
fun at hardcore and still be amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's them.
That literally that is them.
Yeah. The other
Great
one,
answer.
and it's only like one album, and I actually think you know this band, but Eco Strike,
Yes.
so good,
Eco Strike rules.
so good, and I don't know. I wish there were
Short
more
lived, but holy
environmentally.
hell.
Yeah, I wish there were more
Yeah,
environmentally focused, straight edge, vegan type
me
bands
too.
out there because
Me too.
causes I care about. So
And dude, they were so good. Eco Strike. I only discovered them like 2 years ago or whatever. They're
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're sick. So all right, what do you have for appropriately rated?
Appropriately rated first one is No Cure. Just because I adore that band and they're probably one of the better known straight edge bands right now of
Yeah,
like bands currently doing it. But I think they're appropriately rated because they in the past like 2 weeks had this giant rise in everything with their new album.
yeah,
Like they're up to like hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners on
sick.
Spotify, which is crazy.
Good for them.
They're playing so many tours. They're the nicest people. They've always been so nice to me. They're homies,
Yeah,
and they're great. They're super talented.
yeah. No, that's.
And then
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the other band that's a callback that I think is so important, but you know they do get talked about is Black My Heart. Black
Mm,
My Heart was super fun straight edge band that like you know you have like the what's the guy's name from Knocked Loose, Brian Garris, uh,
mhm.
like doing interviews being like, oh yeah, I try to sound like Black My Heart when I do
Yeah,
vocals, kind of thing. Yeah,
that's sick. That's, no, good call out on those. My appropriately rated ones are just easy,
yeah,
just the typical Earth Crisis,
yeah,
Minor Threat, Youth for Today, Have Heart. I just think that they're
great,
appropriately rated because they're amazing and
yeah,
everyone knows they're amazing and they
absolutely,
deserve all the credit they get. So yeah.
absolutely,
All right,
great
overrated.
answers.
What do you have,
I hope I don't piss anyone off. I said Weapon X.
dude?
Uh,
So did
did
I.
you? Okay, like I get it. It's cool. But it's cool that it's the guy from Knock Loose's brother. That's fantastic. But like I see so many people online that are starting to claim Edge and the only straight edge band they listen to is Weapon
Yeah,
X. And it's like the music's like just meh at best. And
yeah,
like the it doesn't sound good. But
yeah,
like they're on every FYA. They're on every freaking like smaller hardcore fest, and people
Dude.
just lose their minds over it. And it's like, you guys, I don't know if this is the only straight edge band you've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So no, dude. Yeah. First of all, when we get into mine, Trevor said the most overrated straight edge bands are all the bands that sold out, and he's right. Screw you guys.
strike that.
Yeah. Um, honestly,
That's
though,
funny.
what I've got, I have X Weapon X, and I also, in the same vein, again, it's nothing wrong with this band, and there's really
Yeah.
nothing wrong with X Weapon X either, right? They're kind
No,
of like
it's not
what
the
I was
band's
saying.
fault.
Yeah.
No.
Inclination too.
Yeah.
I just like it's good music. Them and X Weapon X. There's like this little group of straight edge bands that all sound the same.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like
They sound
everybody, like
identical.
that's their identity or just those. And who might have talked like, I swear Earth Crisis is like 25% of their
Yeah. Yeah.
identity,
Yeah.
right? Um, but again, nothing wrong with those guys, nothing wrong with their music, nothing wrong with any of that. Just don't understand, I guess, necessarily
Yeah.
the like attachment to them. So the other band I'm going to put is Orthodox. It's the same reason.
Oh, okay.
I do not like, I don't get them. So I
Every song's kind of the
respect,
same with Orthodox. Yeah.
yeah, I respect that they come out and they put on incredible shows. They're great live.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Their sets are aggressive and mean, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But man, they just like everybody gushes over them, and they're just all right to me, you know?
It's good. Yeah. But
Yeah. The
it's
last
all kind
one's
of the
Life
same.
Ruiner. Suck it, Life Ruiner. Those guys were like bad dudes. So
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
I'm pretty
I
sure they
love
sold
the
out like way
music, but
hard.
I'm not looking to hang. Yeah, they did. They totally did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just threw that one in as a joke, but seriously though.
Life Ruiner, great band musically. No, I agree though with like Inclination 2 and Weapon X. The reason I don't love it is because they like get a following off of a gimmick. They
Yeah.
get a following because they're connected to a very large band, and it's like, okay, but if your music was better or
Well,
sounded different,
there was like a post on Reddit that was like, "What's your favorite straight edge band?" And I saw these people saying like X Weapon X, and like not enough people saying like
yeah,
some of these like real classic. Because what, like, I get the, and maybe it's a modern thing, but like if you look back at the history of straight edge bands, like a lot of it is very like traditional hardcore. It's very fast.
totally. Yeah,
There's the whole youth crew movement. There's the
yep,
whole like posse straight edge stuff. Like there's this whole culture around straight edge music, and it's like you're gonna
yeah,
attach to X Weapon X and Inclination. Like they're cool bands, like that's awesome, you
yeah.
know. But like, man, if you're gonna claim it, like go learn about it because there's amazing stuff,
Literally.
you know.
It's like going to Italy and you just want to eat Olive Garden. Yeah, it's there and it's food,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like there's so many better options. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's an
Anyway,
interesting one. Interesting one.
yeah,
So all right, last one, melodic hardcore. I'm
yeah.
I'm actually happy we ended on this. So
Oh, good. This
I've
is the
said
one I
this
know like the least about.
really, I've said this multiple times on this podcast. I'm a huge sucker for melodic music, melodic
Yes, you
hardcore,
are.
melodic metalcore, any
Yes,
of
you
that
are.
stuff. Huge sucker for it. So
Yeah.
I actually really liked doing this one.
Okay,
So
good.
I'll
You
start.
start us off then. Yeah.
Yeah. Underrated. It's a newer band, Heavy Hex. I think they're underrated right
I
now, but
don't know them.
I think they're gonna get massive. They're so good.
Okay. Heavy
It's
Hex.
yeah, it's Have Heart in 2025. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm into that.
It's so good.
Yep.
100th. I will die
Oh,
on this hill.
classic.
Everybody hates 100th. I love 100th. I like their new music. Y'all can suck it. Their new stuff's good too. So
That is crazy to say their new stuff is good too, but I can respect you for being willing to say it.
To the Wind. If you
I
heard
don't know
them,
To the Wind.
you got a lot of melodic hardcore you got to listen
I do.
to.
I don't listen to a lot of it.
Look, dude, I got a bunch. I'm gonna name it off.
Go
Saints
for it.
Never Surrender.
Okay.
Modern Life is War.
Yes.
Verse. Sinking Ships. Final Fight, and Another
Oh
Breath.
my gosh. You named every melodic hardcore band.
Dude, I probably did, and they're all great.
Yeah.
I love melodic. There's obviously one that I did not mention that
Ooh, I'm
everyone's going
excited.
to
Yeah.
think you mentioned, but they're
I'm getting
incredibly
excited.
overrated. So,
Yeah.
all right, what do you have for underrated?
The only underrated one I only have one for most of these. There's a band I really like called the Good Time Boys. They're a
Mm,
melodic hardcore band from the UK. They only put out like 2 albums, but I
yeah.
love them. Very melodic hardcore that attempts to also mildly be screamo. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Sorry. Appropriately rated. What do you have?
Yes. I put Modern
Oh,
Life as
wait, sorry.
War.
I was going. Okay, sorry. I was supposed to go
But
first.
I
You
just
did.
knocked it out. There you go. I put
Okay,
Modern Life as War,
good.
because I love that band. I think they're doing very well, but they also like they've been around for a while.
Yeah,
Modern Life as War is not new, but they've put in plenty of hours of work. They get a good amount of listens. But I could also see them in underrated, like you put them. They're just such a good band and
it's
consistent as hell.
like this type of melodic hardcore is not done anymore,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's
Because
not, and it's oof.
when people think of melodic hardcore, they don't think of these bands, and it's like some of the current popular melodic hardcore bands, just like with metalcore, is
Yeah,
it's where's the hardcore influence?
yeah.
Like you
We're
call yourself melodic
exactly
hardcore, but there's zero hardcore influence in it, you know?
right.
And so I'm gonna be a
They love
stickler
that
about it.
name. They love
Exactly.
that name.
Yeah, like bands
Yep.
like Casey or Being as an Ocean, like
Yeah.
cool, but where's the hardcore? Like there's no hardcore here,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
So
What's
um,
your appropriately rated one?
if you consider these hardcore, then like Misery Signals and Shai Hulud,
Okay, great
I know
answers.
they probably lean more on the metalcore, but like culturally,
Whatever.
it's they're hardcore bands. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Great answers though.
the other one is Defeater.
Oh, Defeater's great.
Yeah, I love Defeater.
Great
So
band.
um, all right,
And is Defeater playing the Texas dates of the comeback
no,
kid?
they're not. I
Remind me.
think it's
Oh,
just
lame.
Desmadre, Koyo, and Orthodox.
That's right.
So yeah, bummed
Lame.
about that. I
Lame.
would have
Yeah.
loved to see Defeater.
Yeah.
But all right, overrated. So obviously it's counterparts.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Now
just am not behind that band.
I will
I think
give
they're
them
fine.
credit where credit is due. They did
Yeah.
kind of introduce me to melodic hardcore. So
Yeah.
like they at least put the idea in my head of like, oh, there's like melodic hardcore.
Yep.
I'm gonna go search. And then I came across bands like, Saints Never Surrender, Modern Life is War and Verse and all these bands. And
For
I'm like,
sure.
okay, this is real melodic hardcore.
Yeah.
But like and their new stuff, dude, just sounds so generic and
It's all the
overproduced.
same.
Yeah. It's
The other
boring
thing
to
is
them.
Counterparts fans are becoming so weird to Brendan Murphy that it's like concerning. Like
Yeah.
it's horrible that his cat died, but like people bring it up to him every day and it's like this is odd that you talk to this person you
Right.
don't know
Right.
about his dead cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Their like first couple albums were tight.
I do like old Counterparts.
Yeah.
I feel like even up until Tragedy Will Never Find Us or Tragedy Will Find Us was really good. And then after that it's just like okay, it's all kind of
It's all the
the
same thing.
same. I
Yeah.
like the drummer a lot. They have a great drummer.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
like musically they're talented.
Uh-huh.
I just
It's all
man,
just blurring together.
yeah, it's the same thing with metalcore. Like if you're gonna be a fan of metalcore, go listen to metalcore. Like if I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
fan of melodic hardcore, like counterparts might be a good gateway, but I'm
Right.
gonna go listen to real melodic hardcore.
Totally. Yeah.
So but yeah. Well,
Okay. Counterparts.
counterparts.
Um, so my overrated ones you have actually already named. I wrote down Being as an Ocean and Casey.
Oh, seriously.
I
All right.
did. I have seen Being as an Ocean several times live, and I just don't get it. I had a friend describe it one time as bathtub hardcore because it was just like what you listen to in the bathtub, and I was like, that is a great way to say it. Where it's
Yeah.
like it's not you can't like mosh to it. I don't get it. I know there's a lot of people that love Being as an Ocean because it's more like poetry core. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. It's not my thing. And Casey, I've never understood the appeal of. And it's great that that band has a huge following. People freak out anytime they have music. It's just never been for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being as an ocean maybe doesn't seem as bad to me as Casey because I think Being of an Ocean knows what they are and
Yeah, they're very well aware of what they are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their shows do look kind of weird because like look, dude, like I've seen a lot of like Christcore bands and Christian
Yeah.
hardcore. I've never seen something as weird as like him walking through the crowd and like people touching him. It's like if
Dude,
if that didn't
they're
happen in
all
like
over
weird
him.
Christian, I don't know if that didn't happen in the like extreme Christian shows that I saw growing up, but it does here. I don't know, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
Yeah,
Every time I see Being
strange.
as an Ocean, like you said, he's always in the crowd, and people just are all over him. And I said
Yeah,
to being like, do I need to call someone? Like,
yeah.
do I need to report this? Yeah, it's crazy.
So, I mean,
For music that's not even that great. That's the
yeah,
part that kills
there's
me.
like
Yeah.
they're like first like what's the album like Dear God or whatever like
Yeah.
it's cool. Like I could listen to that one. And dude, to be honest with you, like there's plenty of times where like I don't want to listen to something that, is
Of
like
course.
I don't want to listen to gorecore all the time. But I'm
Gorecore.
when I take a step back from the gorecore, I'm not listening to Being as an Ocean. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
just don't
So
get it.
yeah,
But there's a lot of people that do love them. That band is always playing. They're always got stuff going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same with Casey.
yeah. Is there a guy named Casey? Like, what are you doing?
I
You
don't
know,
know. What a
like why
terrible
are
name.
you just gonna name your band like
Steve.
Mike? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve kind of rips though. Dude, I totally
If you made merch that just said Steve,
Steve.
that'd be rad. That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
I
So
love that.
well shoot dog. This was long.
This was long. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it would take this long.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's gonna listen to like half of this. They're probably gonna get through like part of it and then be like, "You guys are just the
They're
worst
gonna listen to
people
it
on the
on three
planet."
times speed and just be like,
Yeah,
we get it. Let's
probably.
get through this. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not cutting any of it, guys. I'm not shortening this at all. Like, just do it. What
Yeah.
what else do you have to do?
They got
Like,
nothing going on.
yeah, just listen
Yeah.
to an hour and 45 minutes of us with our terrible hot takes that
Yeah.
no one's gonna agree with. But look, dude, it was fun.
It
Um,
was fun.
there's so many bands, there's so much music, and like I'm so grateful to like be a part of this
Yeah.
and to like experience all this, like how boring
Totally.
would it be if I just listened to like one band my entire life?
Seriously.
It's
There are
crazy.
those people too.
I know. It's so boring. Like we didn't even hit my favorite genre, ska, but like
I
we did
know
one,
it.
two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, like 12
I
genres,
know.
dude.
Look at
Like
us.
it's sick. Like it's sick that there's that much music that means something and also
Yeah.
sucks, but
Right.
it's cool. It's cool.
We'll do the favorite genres for the part 3.
What do you mean? Like which
We'll
ones
do
are
ska and we'll do mathcore. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't even know mathcore.
You're
Beethoven.
gonna. Yeah. Beethoven. So my favorite mathcore, the most overrated mathcore band is Beethoven.
It's Beethoven.
Yeah, dude. Freaking loser.
All right, we're gonna numb that. So
Okay. Perfect.
all right, see you later, man. Thanks for
Bye, dude.
jumping. See you.
Thanks so much.